What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. Good morning to you, lovely listeners of Ghana Talks Radio. You are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. This is a news headline review. Right here, we bring you all the relevant stories making waves in the news, from business right to politics, from sports and entertainment. We got you covered with the most relevant stories and informed perspective right here on the show. I am your host, Ruth Esinam Fiagbedu, and joining me this morning is my usual everyday guest, Miss Debbie Adoso and Miss Regina Bless, who will be delving into the issue to share their perspectives on issues that matter to you every morning right here on the show. Good morning, my ladies.
Good morning.
How are we doing?
I'm good. Your side?
I'm good.
Let's go.
Miss Debbie?
as usual.
As usual.
The grace is sufficient.
We thank God. You're welcome to the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show. Let's dive into the news items for this morning. Declared state of emergency in Galamsey hits zones. Catholic bishops urge government. Declared state of emergency in Galamsey hits zones. Catholic bishops urge government. The Ghana Catholic Bishop Conference is calling on the government to take stronger and more urgent action against illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey. In a new communique issued after their annual plenary assembly in Damango, the bishop described the level of destruction caused by Galamsey as not just an environmental problem, but a moral and spiritual crisis facing the nation. The bishops say illegal mining is destroying forests, polluting major rivers, and threatening the health and future of communities. They cited new figures showing that Ghana has already lost more than 5,252 acres of forest reserve in 2025, while 44 out of 288 forest reserves have been degraded. They also warned that about 75% of the country's rivers are polluted, mostly due to chemicals used by illegal miners. While they acknowledge government efforts such as NIMOS, the bishops believe the damage is too severe and the response must now be stronger. They are therefore urging President John Dramani Mahama to introduce tougher measures, including declaring a state of emergency in areas heavily affected by illegal mining, prosecuting offenders swiftly and fairly without political interference, reclaiming destroyed lands and restoring damaged environment, providing transparent national reports on water quality, forest cover and food safety. The bishops also praised chiefs and queen mothers who are boldly fighting galamsey in their communities and encourage citizens to help protect Ghana's land and water bodies for the sake of the current and future generations. So this is coming from the Catholic Bishop of Ghana, and they are urging the government to take swifter and fair action against illegal mining in our communities. They cited new figures and mentioned that about 75% of our river bodies have been polluted by galamsey, and this is actually a threat to human health and a threat to the current and then the future generation as well. So they should declare a state of emergency. They should prosecute offenders swiftly and fairly. They should reclaim destroyed lands and restore damaged environment. And then lastly, they should provide transparent national reports on water quality, forest cover, and food safety. Right. That is coming from the Catholic Bishop. Ms. Debbie, is this the first time we are hearing from them in the midst of all this galamsey for this current administration? Let me say this year.
Well, for me, this is the first time.
This is the first
With
time.
the previous administration, I feel like they spoke, but it wasn't that much. When I saw this yesterday, I asked myself, oh wow, so these people can actually talk. And then all this while, we didn't hear from them. But then I remember that some time back, they went on site. They went on some galamsey site to inspect and then see what is going on there. And then they came back and they lodged complaint that after these galamseyers are done getting whatever they want to get from the water bodies, the forest reserves, they don't totally cover these holes. They just do something and then they leave it there. So you might think that those holes are being covered and then you end up risking your life. And in a way, you can as well lose your life as well. With this galamsey issue, I don't even know what to say again because I'm tired. We kept on saying this each and every day. And it feels like we are not doing enough. Let me put it that way, because the government has brought on board different interventions. He feels like it's the best approach in bringing illegal mining down or in stopping it. But where we've gotten to, we've done our best. Let me put it that way. We've done our best. We've used all the approach and it's still not working. So what do? We have to take sometimes you are supposed to take a hard bite. If you've done it consistently and you still don't see anything, you change the way of doing things. If all the times you've been doing things using the right path and then you feel like it's not bringing out a good or positive result, what do? You sit down, you think through it, and then you find a different way to solve that particular problem. And I feel like that is what we are doing. All the time they keep telling us that, oh, the government is finding solutions. So the government on finding solution that after this, I saw Interior Minister replying the Catholic Bishop, and he said they're not going to declare a state of emergency. He said it, and he said that they are in talking terms with the government, and the government is still putting things in place. And I was asking myself, for how long are you going to put things in place? For how long are you going to seek for measures? Yes, we know that declaring a state of emergency has to be a temporary ban on water bodies and stuffs. You're not going to allow people onto our water bodies, and that has to go to even small scale miners and both illegal miners, because for me as it stands now, I don't think it is only these illegal miners that are destroying our water bodies. Even those who claim to have licenses are doing it. I feel like allegedly they are involved in it. So if we want to stop this, it should cut across. We should ban it temporary. If it is 3 years, 3 years, no one is going there. And some time ago, Reverend Stanley Mensah made a statement. We have our military, they are in the barracks. What are they doing there? The training you people had is to fight. You people were brought up in a hard way. They should be in the bush. They should be in the forest reserves. They should be safeguarding our water bodies. That is where they are supposed to be, not in the barracks and Bishin Jama. What are they doing there? Me, I don't understand. So that is some things you are supposed to do. If you want to declare a state of emergency, it's not only just declaring a state of emergency. There has to be tight security around these forest reserves and water bodies, ensuring that these galamseyers do not go on site. I remember during the previous time, I think, was it River Cobra or River Densu? It got like it was totally contaminated. Then somewhere along the line, it felt like it was recovering. So I remember Belamundi or someone went there to cover, and then you could see that the water was regaining its naturality. Like, it's messed up. So we do not really understand. See, we blacks, we don't understand cautioning in a very smooth way. Yeah, force near the TS, because they use force in bringing us up. So I feel like, since everybody is calling for a state of emergency, I feel like the government should think it twice. If shoot to kill approach, also one year, and the state of emergency, and also well, in a way, is going to help, but not totally curb it. You declare it, and for our sake, for the sake of the people, because where it has gotten to, these galamseyers are in life and for death. They are war armed, because I believe they are big men supporting them. So with what the Catholic bishops are saying, that declaring a state of emergency, where it has gotten to, we have no other option. Just declare it. And I know even if when you declare it, there will be a lot of issues and stuff. I believe that is what the government is also taking into consideration. But it's better to go the hard way than to take it slightly, because these people are not ready to leave our water for our waters or our water bodies. They are not ready to leave the forest. In their mind, they want to destroy it, because a day they are making 15,000 or 20,000 a day.
Yeah, but how do you see the work of the Naimo so far?
They are trying their best. They are. Yeah, in a way, I feel like they are really trying their best.
So do you believe that they are going to create a real difference in the fight against Galamsey?
That is if they are consistent.
Right.
If they are consistent, then why not? And if they wouldn't allow themselves to be corrupt by those big men behind these kingpins we see on site, then there can be a way out.
Thank you. Well, Ms. Regina, do you think with all that the Catholic bishop have actually mentioned that has to do with declaring the state of emergency, prosecuting offenders swiftly and fairly, reclaiming destroyed lands and restoring damaged environments, and providing transparent national reports? I don't think for that we have experienced that yet as a country, for them to provide us a transparent national report on the water quality and forest cover. Do you think that these things that they have outlined is going to, create or bring up a real difference if the government should take it up?
Okay. So, Debbie said, in regards to this Galamsey issue, she's tired, and I do agree with her. We are beginning to sound like a broken record, but you're anything, you're So in regards to what the Catholic bishop said, I think I do agree with him. I mean, say we do all these things, they implement all these things, but the few outlined statements are, Mecca said, the government haven't tackled that as declaring a state of emergency. Excuse me, declaring a state of emergency at Galamsey prone areas, and also giving us an up-to-date explanation on what is really going on in all sectors of the government. They've made or they've tried their possible best to be transparent with us. But when it comes to Galamsey, I'm say we'll be on a press conference here. Aside the concerned individuals who go out to demonstrate and we also go to cover it. Aside that, government official beyond Bambeka say, oh, we are giving you an update in total of the Galamsey story, this and this and this and that. We've not seen any of it. And now they made mention of making sure that these people are being prosecuted and being judged fairly. Now ask yourself, how many times or how many people have you seen being arrested and detained? All we know is they've arrested these people. We've not seen anyone being taken to court. But for me personally, I've not seen anyone being taken to court. And for headlines to come out, this Galamsey has been jailed for 5 years, has been jailed for 3 years, has been jailed for 10 years. I've not seen any of it. With this Galamsey kingpin, Nine was arrested just recently. Up to now, we've not heard anything about the story again. All we know is he tried to lure these officers to release his people and present a huge sum of money. We saw the video circulating. They accusing him. I know they are yet, but say arrest, so demo. There's the detailed story behind it. We've not heard anything about it. And also, I've now come to realize that declaring a state of emergency doesn't mean that you are declaring a state of emergency in the whole country. I've come to really realize that you declare a state of emergency at the areas or the communities where Galamsey are going on. I believe that when a pandemic happens, let's say at Greater Accra region or Ashanti region or either Central region or any of the regions, and it is spreading really fast, they will declare lockdown at that particular place. It's the same as Boko. Boko is in Ghana. Boko are having issues, but they declared a curfew. The curfew wasn't everywhere. It was at that particular place. That is Boko. And they made sure that discipline was being instilled in those people. So why not apply the same measure to Galamsey areas? Just declare a state of emergency at that particular areas where Galamsey is going on illegally. Debbie said, in Sobi Ohana say, but they went to take a coverage and it was clearing up. Now it's destroyed because the attention is not really there again. They've given these people the upper will or the willpower to do what they want, because now I would say that they are tyrants, they are hooligans, just say area boys. They've given them that power to do more. Because tell me why a Galamsey who is doing something wrong against the laws of the country would have the temerity to go face off with their friends and this security personnel. It's wrong. So that should tell us something. That should send a signal to us that our security system is failing us. It's failing us. And also the people in charge of Galamsey, fine, they are doing a good job, and other institution, one person can't do a job. Debbie made mention of one pastor. I saw his video last week. He was like, the government or everyone is saying that stopping Galamsey is a collective responsibility, while we have military personnel there who you can just deploy them. They should go and discipline these people, because military people, they don't, I don't want to use a word, they don't even think before, they just act just like that. They act just like that. So these people, military for they be the police for black and white for now the So with the Galamsey issue,
it's high time they deploy the military men. I think sometime back, fellas, Kwachof also came out that they are going to deploy the military men in the forest reserve. So I don't know if that has been done already. right? As Debbie said, what are they doing in the barracks? It's high time they
we are not going
on
on war.
Jama, yes. Why don't they just release them?
Or work a no more and no money.
Chinese are using their hands to break any
blocks. Yeah, so it's high time we deploy our military men into our forest reserve so that we see if there's gonna be a real difference with the fight against galamsey. Moving on to our next news item. Someone AG to explain harsh bill terms for ex-appointees. Minority demands. The minority in Parliament is asking that the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayeni, be summoned to the House to explain what they describe as unusually harsh bail conditions imposed on some former government officials currently facing corruption investigations. According to the minority, several of these ex-appointees have remained in custody for weeks because they cannot meet the high bail requirements set by investigators and approved by the court. Minority leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin said their concern is not to interfere with the work of the court, but to ensure that the justice system is fair to all. He explained that bail conditions are often based only on the charge sheet and not on a full hearing of the accused person's side, which raises questions of fairness. He added that it becomes troubling when a court grants bail, yet the accused remain behind bars simply because the terms are too difficult to meet. The minority insists that having the Attorney General brief Parliament will help lawmakers understand the basis for these strict conditions and guard against possible abuse of prosecutionary power while also protecting the rights of accused persons. So this is a call from the minority, and they are calling on the AG to be summoned to Parliament to come and explain why the bail condition for ex-government appointees are so high, because they think that they are not being treated nicely. Wow. Miss Debbie, I see you laughing. It's funny, right?
What do you explain about this? There is nothing to explain about this.
But you see it as such that they just want to pepper them. That is why they give them so much high bail conditions.
Oh, no, I don't see it that way.
Because we saw people, engage in fights at during the Blekuma not rerun election, and I think they were just billed. Is it 600 Ghana cedis?
It depends on the crime you've committed, though.
And
$1,000 cedis, 2,000. No,
it depends. Yes, I think it depends on the crime you've committed.
Right.
Looking at how tense it is, then they'll consider that to grant you a bail. And I still don't understand why this the minority sees the majority as a threat to them. Because right now they are feeling as if, because they are in opposition, the government is doing everything possible in their part to suppress them, and that is what they are saying. But that is not it. So you've been pinpointed allegedly that you are involved in a crime containing a crime involving you embezzling state funds, allegedly, okay, and say what billions or millions of cedis. Let's take this NSS scandal, for instance. Let's take Edu Boahin, for instance. Let's take Wahab, for instance. We can mention a lot of them. So, and all these people have been granted bail, but granting you bail doesn't mean that you are going scot-free. If they should grant you bail, in a way, I feel like the investigation they have against you, maybe they are not seeing the tail and the head of it, or they are not getting what they're supposed to. So they're supposed to grant you a bill, and then anytime something new comes up, they'll come after you, like Chemauntmi. They'll come after you, and then they'll keep adjourning the case. So giving a bail condition for me doesn't mean that you are free to go. There can be an issue and they will still come for you. But with the bail term they are giving them, we have a lot of citizens that go through same, but because they have no appointment, they are not being seen, they are not being known. We've not heard anything of that sort. So we feel like, well, it's normal.
It's normal.
But because you are an appointee, you feel like, no, you're not supposed to be treated that way. But the law even stated that no one is above it. The law states no one is above it. So for me, I believe pertaining the crime you've committed and what the law states regarding that, you will be fined. It's not too harsh. Some of the bail term, when you hear the money like a CM, but in a way you can actually tell that, well, it aligns with what you did. And once can I the money? No, you're supposed to pay it. And one thing that makes it a bit scary and then funny at the same time has to do with after the bail condition, you're supposed to also, it's not only about you paying the money, sometimes sureties like land, houses, vehicles, and some of these lawyers or judges, like they rule in such a way that they can tell you, was it Chamaun to me, they asked him to provide a house in a jurisdiction of the court.
Yeah.
You see, so with this, maybe they have a hint that you have a house or you have a property in the jurisdiction of the court, and so that is exactly what they need. So I feel like with the bail condition, it's not too harsh, but depending on your crime, depending on the circumstances you find yourself, they tend to do that. But in a way, if that is not what they're supposed to do, and they are also doing that, then they also have a problem.
They also
Very
have a
big one,
problem.
of course.
Right. Miss Regina, do you see this high bail condition as a sort of like punishment for these people?
They even need harsher and stricter punishment for these criminals. And when we are talking about the bail conditions, it's not necessarily money. It has to be property, anything that amounts to the bail condition. I don't know if you understand it. I said this phone is worth 30,000. And you've been given bail condition 30,000. Now they are called because it's worth 30,000. So I don't know. So I would say they need and even deserve more because they are beautiful criminals and handsome criminals.
Romantic scum.
May say they need more. It's high time they use these people as scapegoats, and it shouldn't only be about bail. The bill is becoming too much. It's becoming too much, and they're prolonging the situations. It's becoming too much and tiring, and especially it's stress for the media also because the back and forth. Nipa no wayadi no evidence for her. Not the man no bang. That way, seeking, and I want to even ask the money power. What do they even use the money for? They be a bill. What do they use the money for? Hey,
Where does it even go?
Where does it even go? Because sometimes with the normal police stations, this when they arrest you and grant you, but you pay for the money. But these people, you call them and they'll tell you that to petrol go car anymore, or we don't have car. This is the excuses these people will give to you. They should also make sure that they utilize the money very well. They need to make sure that their sector is well developed, is efficient, is transparent. All the shent, they need to utilize it. And also to the people, alleged criminals. The person is a criminal. Treat him or her as such. We don't pamper criminals.
Right. So it's not like it's a sort of like punishment. If the crime is deserving that you should be given that bail condition, then so you have it.
Yes.
Right. Let's look at our last news story. Chief Justice Bafo Boni vows to tackle court delays and ensure fairness. Newly sworn-in Chief Justice Paul Bafo Boni has promised to confront the long-standing issues of delays, fairness, and public confidence in Ghana's justice system. Speaking after his swearing in on Monday, the Chief Justice acknowledged that many Ghanaians are increasingly frustrated by slow court processes and challenges with accessing justice. He said these concerns will be addressed directly under his leadership. Justice Bafo Boni stressed that fairness in the court must not only be seen, but must be felt in the daily work of judges and staff. Outlining his priorities, he highlighted clearing case backlogs, reforming outdated proceedings, using technology to speed up justice, and creating a judiciary where every citizen feels confidence to seek justice without fear or bias. These are not optional add-ons, they are imperatives, he said, pointing to his vision of a service-focused judiciary that operates efficiently, transparently, and respectfully. He also called on judges and court workers to uphold the highest ethical standards and apply the law without fear or favor, to build a justice system that serves the people rather than political interest. Right, so yesterday, our newly appointed Chief Justice was sworn in. So now, Justice Bafo Boni is the new Chief Justice of Ghana.
People. Your CJ.
Your CJ. Your people. But how do you feel about this? After all the controversy surrounding his vetting and then around some issues of the past, and finally he has been sworn in as the Chief Justice. Was it something that you were expecting, Miss Regina?
What can I say?
I was expecting it. Regardless of the controversies, he will definitely still be sworn in. I thought that nipa na ya yenum kasa na eyi yeka, but anything. So now that he has been sworn in as the Chief Justice and with all what he's promising, blah 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 blah, it shouldn't be blah 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 like that. He needs to make sure he acts on it. And he has already set a bad precedent already. I don't know for others, but to me, he has already set a bad precedent, bad example already. Says saying na obetumi, this is what he's capable of. And he himself paved the way for us to believe that. So if you are bashing him, if you are pulling him on social media here and there, blasting him, he should understand, because Onwana has set that up for himself. So now that he's the new chief justice, we beg him, he needs to make sure that his judgment or his final verdict or ruling is free and fair and transparent. Right. And it should also be affordable to everyone. It shouldn't only favor the rich. Everyone, it should cut across. When we come to the judicial system here in Ghana, they've made it so expensive to the point where a normal Ghanaian citizen can't even patronize. Now, even if you can patronize it, some people find their way of buying these people to their side. We've seen instances where the rulings go in favor of Nipano Onuwedi Boneno, and the person who is being who is being the victim here, no. Now Onumum Nehuabe Sha Semu. So he needs to make sure that his ruling is free, transparent, and void of corruption. He should walk the talk. It's not just the talking. Yeah. Once you have promised the good people of Ghana, you make sure that whatever that you do in your power, you need to fulfill that promise. So it's not just talk, walk the talk. Right, Miss Debbie, looking at what's the things he has outlined, that sometimes you take issues to court and it takes like ages before that issue is even resolved. When he comes, he's going to look into that and even use technology to speed up our judicial process. Do you think that is actually a priority as it stands now?
Yes,
in our judicial system?
It is.
Right.
It's a very big priority to us, because we've seen instances where a very big issue is being sent to court, and then they keep adjourning the case so the case dies out. I don't know if you remember when last we went out to report on this particular issue, and a woman said she has a case in court, and because she has no money, she said she doesn't want to even think about it,
right?
Because she doesn't have the money to keep the issue on the floor, and also to pay these lawyers.
Yeah.
And then listening to her, you can see that this woman is right. But she doesn't have the money, and this is something that has been going on. You send an issue to court, and then it can take like 5 years. issues that we feel like in the space of a year, in the space of 6 months, you should be done with that issue. And whoever is found guilty or whatever it is, even if the person who brings the issue to court is at fault at the end of the judgment or whatever, you serve the person with that kind of result. That is what we need. And I would say this is the main reason why of late people don't want to go to court. I don't know if you still remember that man who told us that he will prefer going to Nananum than going to the court, because Nananum will solve that issue within a twinkle of an eye, and then the court is going to delay. So let's take this case for instance. This is it military man or police officer that was killed by his colleagues. The man has been buried. The case is still in court. They keep adjourning the case. I'm sure they are going to deal with that case, but it's going to take years. It's going to take years before that case will be solved. The fact is that they don't tell us the truth, and then they'll keep adjourning it. And mind you, most of these people who have cases in court do not stay in Accra. Some of them stay in Kumasi, like this military officer I'm talking about. His family stays at Kumasi, and they have to come every minute, every second, every day. And even if they're supposed to be here for 1 week or 3 weeks, if they are paying for, if it is a hotel, they are paying for that for say, till the period which the court is done settling the issue. So I think that is a very big one. And then the fact that he has promised that we are looking up to him to deliver according to his promises, we will in a way feel disappointed if we don't see him doing what he said. And he should be careful not to walk in the footsteps of the former CJ. Send a petition back home. That is how they are going to petition you. So I feel like with the former CJ, it should be a lesson to you, and then you know how to carry yourself about, and then do your work as is expected of you. And one more thing: fairness, transparency, competence, working and delivering on time is what we need.
Is what we need.
Can't be delayed.
But looking at, were you expecting that he will be sworn in after all the controversy surrounding his vetting and some comments?
Yeah. Well, in a way, I would say yes. Because although we spoke about his conduct and certain things he relayed out there that didn't sit well with us, but we knew that definitely he is going to be picked, because we are in Ghana. Everything is possible in this country. So for me, it's not a news to me. I know he will be sworn into office, but you see, you can still change the narrative.
You can still change the narrative.
You've spoken about something and everybody is holding you, but now you've been given the office. Prove to us that what we are thinking about you isn't what you are made of. That is what we're expecting from you.
Right. Thank you so much for that beautiful submission. On that note, I would like to inform you that we now have a new CJ. Chief Justice Bafo Boni was sworn in yesterday as the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. I thought I should let you know. Right. Thank you so much for joining us on the News Headline Review. Up next, we have Today in History with Miss Regina Bliss.
Today in History 2003, Ghana launches the National Health Insurance Scheme. Ghana officially launched the NHIS, a major reform aimed at replacing the cash and carry system with a more accessible and affordable healthcare financing model. The program became one of the earliest large-scale national health insurance systems in Africa and transformed access to healthcare nationwide. To some few observances, World Day for the Prevention of and Healing from Child Sexual Exploitation and Abuse and Violence. This is a United Nations declared observance. Sexual exploitation, abuse and violence against children is a major human rights and public health issue globally. The day is designed to raise public awareness about the prevalence and impact of child sexual abuse, both online and offline, promote prevention measures including education, protection and accountability for perpetrators, support healing and recovery for survivors, ensure access to justice, rehabilitation, and reduce stigma. The UN calls on all stakeholders, government, civil society, faith groups, private sector, and more to commemorate this day in ways that are appropriate to their context. Lastly, International Day of Islamic Art proclaimed by UNESCO. UNESCO established this day in 2019 to celebrate artistic expressions in the Islamic world, both historically and contemporary. The day highlights how Islamic art has contributed to global civilization, culture, and heritage. It promotes intercultural dialogue, tolerance, and understanding by recognizing the diversity and richness of art forms like calligraphy, architecture, ceramics, textiles, and more. And that's all for today on Today in History and Some Observances live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
So much, Miss Regina Bless, for Today in History and Some Observances of the Day. Up next, we have Debbie's Girl.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about matters that concern the state, void of politics, fear or favor. The Ministry of Education is on a transformational path, redefining the future of AI in African education. At the heart of this transformation is a pioneering African-led approach to integrating artificial intelligence in schools, one that is both responsible and contextually grounded. The effort is being spearheaded by the National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, the ministry's agency responsible for curriculum development and quality assurance, ensuring that AI tools is aligned with Ghana's educational vision, values, and Center for Distance Learning and Open Schooling. In October 2024, the Ministry of Education, through the NACCA, introduced a new senior high school curriculum that shifts focus from rote memorization to 21st century skills and competences, character development, and Ghanaian values. This marked the first time Ghana has developed a curriculum that explicitly aims to instill national pride and prepare youth to contribute meaningfully to the country's development. The curriculum overhaul was bold, but it came with a challenge: how to retain 68,000 teachers to deliver this ambitious program to 1.44 million students. The Ministry of Education responded with a strategic plan that combined local leadership with global collaboration. Through partnership with PlayLab AI, a U.S. profit specializing in digital infrastructure, transforming teaching, education, and learning, TTEL, a Ghanaian non-governmental organization, and MasterCard Foundation, the Ministry of Education sought to deliver AI-powered tools tailored to Ghana's curriculum. So with all that I've read, it's painting to one picture, or it's sentencing on one thing, and that has to do with we changing our curriculum, doing away with the old ways or the outdated ways of teaching and learning. Now, I'm sure we all experienced that back then in schools, primary, JHS, senior high school, where it's all about, that is what they've instilled in us: chew and pour, pass and forget. And so you see students, very passionate. Okay, when it's 1 week to examination, you see students very passionate about their books, studying so hard. Chewing whatever they are supposed to chew, and then they pour it out. And then that ends it. If you're telling a person, well, what do you say you're offering in school again? And then the student will be like, I'm offering science. And you see, they are very proud. So when you tell the person, okay, what are some experiments I'm supposed to do for, say, photosynthesis, or maybe for digestion of food? What are we to know that a food is being digested? What do you do? Can you tell me or give me a brief scenario or something describing that? Adania said, they can't explain it, they can't do it. But to chew and pour is very simple. And that is why we have a lot of incompetent graduates. They can chew and pour, but they cannot bring it into, they cannot materialize it. So they can study the whole day, study the whole month, study the whole year. All what they need is just to pass, get their A's, and that is it. And you get to employ these people, and they are not competent in handling their taxes very well. And that has to do with how we are being trained, how we are being brought up in our schools. When Chinese, Korean, Japanese are learning how to create robots, are training their children in engineering, how to come up with an app and all that, we are teaching A niba, B niba, C niba. All this is not going to help. Because where the world is getting to, we are doing away with all those things. Putting them behind us. It's no longer in existence. I came across a video where a Chinese, I would say at the age of 5, 6, 8, 10, and they've already taught these kids how to produce robots. And it was so nice. They are teaching them all these things. So imagine at that tender age, instilling this kind of knowledge in a child. Before the child gets to 20, 30, 21, 22, 23, imagine what that child is going to do. One, the child is going to be an asset, not only an asset to him and to the family, but an asset to the nation. And so those countries that grab that knowledge at a very early stage are making it today. The AI we are using today, it is someone's knowledge, it is someone's idea, and they are making money out of it every day. Now wherever you go, it is AI or ChatGPT. That is what people are using. And these are being created by people, humans. AI is a human idea. It's a human knowledge. Can you just imagine that you type your surname and AI can possibly give you the meaning of your surname? And sometimes you ask for things in the local dialect and then they give it to you. It should tell you that we are getting into the world of technology. And so the Minister of Education is saying that they want to include this in our curriculum. And they want to start it from the basic levels. And I think this is a very laudable one. They say when you want to catch these kids, catch them at a very tender age. As at that time, they have nothing to think about. All that they want to is to learn. And trust me, at that tender age, whatever you teach that child sticks right into their head. And so adding something like this to our curriculum is going to help us. It's going to help these children. It wouldn't only be chew and pour, pass and forget. Chew and pour, pass and forget. The chew and pour, pass and forget is not helping. It's not helping at all. Sometimes they don't really tell you what it feels like. It is only 1 out of 10 teachers who will be real with you and then tell you that, listen, after school, this is what you are going to face. Real life after school. What you are being taught is not what is on ground. You get on ground and then you realize that it's a different thing altogether. And so when we are bringing this up, and then teaching these children how to create robots, how to do this, how to do that, AI and all those stuffs. It's going to help us as a country. And mind you, when you are doing that, it's just like you're investing in an asset, because it's going to help us as a country. All the students that have gone through the basic processes of becoming whoever they are today, they were in school studying to become a doctor. Now they are a doctor and they are in the country. In a way, they are now an asset to the country, because they are giving back to the society what they've learned. And all those students that were in school learning to become a teacher, they've now become a teacher. They are in the society. They are helping other students. And they are giving back to the society what they've learned in school. So when you are doing this, in a way, you are helping the country as well. It will be very nice if we will also bring up an app, and then it will be known globally. Oh, who created this app? So and so. From which country? Ghana. It shouldn't always be about we copying from other people. We can do it. And I like the fact that the Minister of Education is saying he's not going to do it alone. Things like this, you can't do it alone because we don't have the resources. That is number one. We don't have it. And so we need collaboration with other people from other countries who did it. They did it and they are succeeding. It has become so beneficial to them. So you collaborate with these people. How did you do it? How did you come so far? What should we do? What should we put in place? What should we deduct? What should we adapt? And then with that, we move forward. Instilling AI or this robotic things that our students are going to learn is good, but we need the resources. Our schools needs to be resourced. I just hope that this is not going to be something that is being stated on paper and then it ends there, because we are so good at that, bringing out good initiatives, but implementing it becomes a problem. If we are able to implement this, resource the schools, encourage the students to learn it because it's going to help, then let's give ourselves like 5 years or 10 years to come. And then you see where we'll get to. Of late, everything has to do with technology. Everything is being digitalized. Gone are the days where you will go and then stand in a very long queue to get something down. Now it's not like that any longer. With your phone, you are here, but with your phone you can apply for something even outside the country. That is how far digitalization and everything that has to do with technology has gotten to. Imagine we have these resource people that are so much into digitalization technology. Like what happened at Airwork wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened. Because we being a technological world and we claiming we are walking in that same path, things like this shouldn't happen. And I like the fact that of late they are even introducing engineering in our senior high schools and even in the JHS. So by the time you get to the university, you have basic knowledge of what you want to learn. And then it becomes so easy. You get it on a silver platter. And it's going to help. But one more thing. I said it and I'll continue to say it. As for us to resource the schools. If this is what we want. And exactly what we want to achieve. Then we should work towards it. Resource the schools. With the necessary equipment the students will need. In learning, because it's not only about you saying that we are going to teach them how to create apps, how to do this, how to do that, and they don't have it. The Chinese people we admire, the Japanese, the Koreans, they've resourced their people. They don't just sit down and then they are being taught. It has to do with more practical. So I feel like it's about time we do away with the theory and then focus more on the practical, because the practical is fetching more money than the theory. Theory is not fetching more money. You cannot tell me that you go to an institution to be employed and the employer will be asking you what is photosynthesis. Or maybe you tell yourself that you're a surgeon, and then you get to the interview ward and then they ask you, who is a surgeon, who is that? They don't do that. Sometimes they have and should I say a statue in the form of human, and then they ask you to practice it there for them to see. So practical is more important than theory. So with the AI thing, very, very laudable. But please, it shouldn't be a 9-day wonder and not only stated on paper, but it should be implemented, and the schools should be world resourced. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.
Thank you so much, Mr. B, for that grill. And thank you to my lovely guests for doing the talking and diving into the issues for us this morning. And thank you for doing the listening. This is where we draw the curtains for the news headline review. Right after this, we'll be coming up with the news. And after the news, we'll be coming up with the main discussion. Please stick and stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1. We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Welcome to the morning news update on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up, Tamale Metropolitan cracks down walkway congestion. Speaker of Parliament calls for unity and democratic maturity in Ghana's politics. Economic progress attributed to NDC's robust measures. Ghana Watch Initiative praises 2026 education budget but cautions on effective utilization. These and many more coming up shortly in business, sports, and showbiz.
This is Ghana Talks Radio, the best station rocking the nation.
Tamale Metropolitan Assembly, led by Mayor Adam Abubakar, has kicked off the second phase of its decongestion exercise in the Central Business District. The aim is to boost safety and accessibility by targeting hackers and traders operating on walkways and road pavement. The move is part of the Assembly's effort to maintain order and tidiness in the Central Business District.
To help us to execute this exercise. This is going to be the second phase of the decongestion exercise of Tamale Metropolitan Assembly. Please, we are not here to fight anybody, but anybody who fails to obey the rules by the decongestion committee then we need to let him face the law. And that is what exactly I want you to do. But if somebody wants to go beyond that, and that is why we have the military backup, the police is there. So the task force, please comfort yourself. We don't want anybody to sit on the bicycle lane. We don't want anybody to sit on the streets. We don't want anybody to sit under the overpass. Please, we have to clear everybody, even including the beggars. It's too much. The beggars can decide to go to the old stadium. They can go and gather themselves there. If anybody wants to do business with the beggars, the person can go there. So that is what I want to give to you this morning. Please, I wish you good luck. Carry on your duty. Thank you very much.
Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin is calling on Ghana's two major political parties, the National Democratic Congress and the New Patriotic Party, to address their shortcomings in democratic culture and patriotism. According to him, it is crucial for the country's progress. The Speaker emphasized the need for politicians to prioritize national interest over party interest. He believes by working together and focusing on what unites them, Ghanaians can achieve significant development. In recent statements, the Speaker has also stressed the need of accountability and transparency in governance, highlighting that democracy relies on trust between citizens and leaders. This core action comes amidst growing concern about the country's political landscape and the need for unity among politicians.
One is called National Democratic Congress. They recognize the weakness they have in the area of democracy. And so that's their weakness, which they must work on. The other is called New Patriotic Party. They recognize the weakness in patriotism, and that they must work on. This is my candid, objective analysis of the two parties. The NDC is weak in democratic culture. The NPP is weak in patriotism. Both parties must work on this.
Member of Parliament for Amenfi East constituency and a member of the National Democratic Congress, Nicholas Amankwa, has credited Ghana's progress to the robust measures put in place by the previous NDC government led by President John Mahama. According to Amankwa, the current progress is a result of the NDC's policies and initiatives. He highlighted initiatives like the National Apprenticeship Program, 1 million youth in coding, and the 24-hour economy as part of President Mahama's agenda. This was after fiscal discipline achieved a surplus of 0.7% of GDP, exceeding the IMF Q3 target deficit of 0.2%.
But ye buy and share papa de aba say ye buy ye expenditure unto control. It is ye ben and kadum soba come say o Mahama buy kadum soba. Ye ban a dollar ne trigger o Mahama buy dollar no ayede a trigger. Inti ye kobia no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama eba finance aye to forcing any yen timamfo a manfo na ya also ka ho say Mahama buy in oya de anya oka na oya papa oka no treat no oya listing government say COVID-19 levy na high yenyi fu COVID buy. Ghana is the only country in the whole of Africa, a continent yaya bani COVID-19 levy. Ghana is the benefit that look at UTV. No, my group na what is it? Despite media, she contributes na mo yema COVID-19 abayano the wasteful expenditure. But she Parliament, what is $56 million?
No Parliament, na cathedral.
Cathedral, Parliament, and this offense one is going to cause the nation to reverse it. So the wasteful expenditure, no, and a rat of us and say, we are not going to Andra. He did something, I mean, him say, you ain't here, but a very revelation. The savings you are to forcing it by what save year what is it GRA and who come over. I was telling you, I'm a member of finance committee. It came it was part of our business. Share this Indian company Tata by Dadano Yorabomi and another Moko Fire say Omaboa now what is it what is it this revenue GRA even the history of this company in the Krampono, now they've not worked in this country before. This company, as we have just mentioned.
I see.
But Osha IMF way now, say this company near a company. Okay. The contract agreement was around $53 million.
I see.
Without even seeking parliamentary approval, but you are to forcing. Eben who said no, this is something the previous government why. When him said next month, I are to force this meeting at IMF team. And next year, we are hoping to exit from the IMF. Into any modalities no. If that's the case, yeah, my body, why don't I meet with GRE? Not only them that are falling called renegotiation. So they went into renegotiation. And mama reduce cost no ya. Abanaba I think 44 million dollars. As save Ghana contractual cost no. As save Ghana as part of as part of the contractual arguments and a tax waiver is part. But the actual contractual sum was $54 million. As an another bank. Now when shocking it was part, which is 20%. Then in your bind that in a year but the only said I don't miss me. Careful. Share contract no more approval in November 20 something. I'll get you the right date. Okay. No more budgeting is said June 24th.
June 2024.
June 2024. Meanwhile, the actual contract was signed in November. This is MPP administration. So if this what you are saying here, meaning saying you know, into you know what you become.
Associate President of the Ghana Watch Initiative has expressed appreciation for the government's allocation towards education in the 2026 budget. He has voiced strong concerns regarding the effective utilization of these funds. This was after government has allocated 43.2 billion to the education sector in 2026, representing 2.7% of GDP, including Ghana's Secondary Learning Improvement Program with 1.1 billion to end the double-track system, free tertiary education for persons with disabilities with 25 million, and expansion of infrastructure in underdeserved communities. Although the initiative aims to improve education access, Dr. Kweko Edubuahin believes effective implementation and utilization of funds will be crucial to achieving these goals.
The budget allocation for education, I think significantly, let's say that we've had an increased funding this year. If you look at the budget allocation of 32.7 billion for 2024 and then 31.7 billion last year. This is this year, 2025, and then with 33.3 billion for next year. That means that we've had increased funding, and then when it happens like this, we know that we're going to be looking at infrastructure development, where constructions of new blocks and all that are going to be done. Then we mentioned to the free education policies that have been brought up. No stress-free policy.
No fee stress.
No fee stress policy from the government, which I think is a good initiative. We would have to be looking at things from the Ghanaian perspective, and not putting up any political lenses here and there. I think it's a very good initiative. We have people within our communities that are destitute, that are needy, and then if the government comes in and says that I will support you, but then we should make the policy work. That is one of the few things I sometimes I have an issue with. We would say it very beautifully and nicely, and do all the politicking about it. But then when it comes to implementation, there are issues here and there. That is what and then, like Dr. Titubuahin said, looking at the rural communities where we have some of these schools and the trees in it, I don't know whether they are still existing today, but then I know there are a couple of them. One school I saw in the Volta region, very dilapidated, needs a lot of inputs in there. So I pray that with all these allocations that have been given, it looks good on paper. I must be blunt. Yeah. It looks so good with all the budget allocations, and then when I computed them together, it gives us almost about 24 billion out of the 33 billion on the value of the money that have been allocated to every thing that the government wants to undertake. So we still have a lot of money. Invest 33 billion, and we have 24.
There are some variants.
There are some variants, and then there are places that I think the government should help out. You see, education actually is the future of this country. And then when we take it serious and then we want to do things that would help with the education of our kids out there, then it means that our future as a country is going to be very good.
Chairman of the Ghana Cocoa Board, Dr. Samuel Fusu Ampofo, has sounded the alarm on cocoa smuggling in the country. According to him, smuggling has become a lucrative business undermining the country's cocoa sector. Dr. Fusu notes that cocoa smuggling is profitable but harmful to Ghana's cocoa industry. The board is actively working to combat the menace and protect the sector. Cocoa Board's effort to tackle smuggling aim to safeguard the interests of Ghanaian cocoa farmers and the broader cocoa industry.
And we realize that one of the challenges that we are facing, especially in the Volta and Oti region, is the smuggling of cocoa beans across the borders of the country. To the extent that if we juxtapose the cost of input that we supply to the farmers and the output in terms of production that we are getting, there's nothing to write home about, because cocoa is the backbone of our economy and will continue to remain same. And the best we can do is to work very hard to sustain it and to ensure that we increase productivity. We have outlined a number of measures that we are going to team up with the RECSEX and DISEX to tackle the smuggling menace and to ensure that it is reduced to the barest minimum. Again, we have said that in spite of all the challenges, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama has kept faith for farmers by ensuring that he pays 70% of FOB price to our farmers, irrespective of all the challenges that we are. And the cocoa farmers are grateful to him, and we believe that we as a board will work assiduously to justify the confidence that he has reposed in us.
Residents and traders in Agodeke, a farming community in the Afram Place North District, are calling on the government and Volta Lake Transport Company to urgently repair faulty ferry on the Volta Lake. The ferry, which was commissioned in 2016 by President Mahama, has been worn out of commission for over a month, leaving communities stranded. According to some residents, the breakdown has disrupted trade, delayed travel, and left communities feeling abandoned. Chiefs and residents are urging the government to consider replacing the ferry to prevent future breakdowns.
But since you know, and I say, you my dear teacher, you are from Prince, and you cry, ya bread, ya cobo be sent free bank. Ya no, ya me up to in Superguso. A buy no piebo, a ba. Ukweni beer on a buy on it in the warehouse. Mine of a babato, any pepe, to go for a pair, ha babato, water region for a pair, ha babet, abatonia man. Over 12 and the account. A prime bank so a crafo bank for a diamond. Or Munuma are saying, at a phone so academ, nyinaa gyina pantoe nokora ewura mahama de baeɛ no na yɛ pantoe a ne ho tua no ɛyɛ adwuma ɛkɔba fine nanso maintenance anni amoa yɛn a seesei a merekasa yi pantoe no aka dan mu pantoe no na ɛsi hɔ yi adwadifoɔ na aka asogya yi yɛsrɛ ewura mahama a ɛnam no so ma pantoe baeɛ sɛ wɔnkae ɛdeɛ yɛkae deɛ wayɛ o
pantoe na ɛwɔ ha no de bia nnɛ no asɛ ɔkyena na problem aba nti ne yɛntumi nyi so ɛno nti ɛnnɛ sɛ yɛahyia yɛpɛ sɛ yɛma yɛbɔ water lake transport ɛne ghanafoɔ ne aban sɛ saa asɛm yi ɛha yɛn paa ɛfiri sɛ ama dwumadi a yɛ maame no ma ɔmotontɔn nneɛma afiri kpando ne agɔdɛkɛ bra afam plains no ɛne akuafoɔ nu baeɛ no nyinaa aka werɛ mu because obi amma mbɛtɔ na ɛsa ka ho no sɛ bɛyɛ mfeɛ aduasani a nipa ɔha ne aduanan ewu wɔ saa nsuo wɔ esu wɔ boat accident ɛno koraa yɛ nipa a yɛsi yɛakan wɔm na yɛnhu wɔn deɛ yɛntumi nka ho asɛm nti yɛsrɛ ɔmampanin John Mahama ɔno a na ɛde saa afɛre brɛ 2016 ɔtena so koraa kɔ kpando na sɛ sɛ fɛre no ewu
ɔno na bɛyɛ wa baabi a pantu ne lande nyɛ saa nka pantu no ɔbaa no aka nsuo no so ɔntumi mɛ lande ɛma no ɛnsi wa yɛbɛyɛ bɛyɛ several times nso still yɛni baabi a lande ti maame ne deɛ ɔyɛ ade paa
pantu no asɛe na sɛ ɔmo siesie a na ɔmo saa de bɛto nsuo no ani na asa asɛe ɔmo siesie na ɔmo saa de ba na ayera na akɔpue ɔda mbae nti ama yɛ adwadifoɔ a yɛwɔ ha no ama yɛ ho kye yɛ paa
yɛ pantu yi a asɛ yɛ tu a ɛbɛpem nnɛ ɛnyɛ adwuma yi enti sisi a me ne mu kasa yi wohwɛ a boat ɛna almost 1 hour journey on the river a life jacket ne wei nyinaa no ɛnni hɔ boat ne fa nipa ɛne nneɛma nti nneɛma a nipa atwa ma ɔmo hɔ.
In business, MTN Ghana has initiated a major restructuring of its financial technology operations as Mobile Money Limited and Mobile Money Fintech Limited move towards a statutory measure aimed at meeting Ghana's regulatory requirements for mobile money operators. A joint notice issued by the two entities states that Mobile Money Limited, through which MTN currently runs its mobile money business, will merge into Mobile Money Fintech, which becomes a surviving entity and assume full responsibility for the group's fintech operations in Ghana. The reorganization is designed to align MTN with the Payment Systems and Services Act 2019, which requires all dedicated electronic money issuers to have a minimum of 30% local equity participation. Achieving this local ownership threshold as a prerequisite for securing and maintaining an operational license. Details of the transactions are contained in a merger agreement signed on 31st October 2025, which includes a full merger proposal. Copies of the agreements have been made available at the registered office of both companies, located at the Standard Chartered Bank building on the Ring Road Central in Accra, where shareholders, creditors, and other entitled persons may expect the document until 1st December. Eligible parties may also request free copies of the merger agreement either in person or via the dedicated email addresses. The merger marks a significant step in MTN's broader strategy to strengthen the governance and regulatory compliance of its rapidly expanding fintech business and position the company to unlock further growth opportunities in the evolving digital payment ecosystem. Ghana has taken a major leap towards building a resilient, future-ready digital economy following cabinet approval of a landmark proposal requiring fiber optic duct and access chambers to be integrated into all new road construction projects nationwide. The policy, championed by the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications, was announced by the Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovations during a high-level sessions at the African Technology Festival in South Africa. Describing the move as transformative, the minister said the decision positions Ghana as a continental leader in infrastructure-led digitalization. The policy, referred to as the Dig Once policy, follows years of technical advocacy by the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications. Data presented by the chamber shows that about 60% of fiber cut as a leading cause of network disruptions result from road and construction activities. Between 2021 and the third quarter of 2025, fiber repair costs are projected to reach US $69.3 million, draining industry resources and hampering productivity. With its implementation, Ghana is expected to significantly reduce fiber cut and network downtimes, lower broadband deployment and maintenance costs, while accelerating nationwide 5G rollout and digital infrastructure expansion. In addition, the plan will protect road assets and prevent repeated excavation, drive innovation and inclusion through more reliable and affordable internet access. The decision aligns directly with the digital economy policy and national broadband strategy, reinforcing Ghana's commitment to building a connected, innovation-driven economy. Welcoming the approval, CEO of the Digital Chamber of Ghana, Sylvia Owusu, said the policy marks a defining moment for the country's technology. The chamber has also pledged to collaborate closely with the Ministries of Communications, Roads and Highways and other stakeholders to ensure smooth and efficient implementation. With this new directive, Ghana strengthens its position as one of Africa's emerging digital leaders, which sets a strong blueprint for countries seeking to build durable, inclusive and future-proof digital economies. To sports, a tragic accident involving supporters of a Diana football club has claimed 2 lives, with several others in critical condition, following the club's league match against Asante Kotoko. The incident occurred at Aboasu in the Ashanti region when a tricycle carrying some fans reportedly crashed returning home after the game. According to eyewitness report, 3 additional victims are currently in critical condition, receiving treatment at the Komfanoche Teaching Hospital. Journalist Idris Abdul Rahim, who first reported the incident, noted that the victims were part of groups from the Aboasu Zongo community who had traveled to support their hometown player, Seydou Sana, who featured prominently in the match. In an official statement released on Monday, November 17th, Diana Football Club confirmed the heartbreaking news. The club expressed deep sorrow over the loss and revealed that 2 fans have been pronounced dead. The football community has since expressed shock and sympathy, with mainly calling for improved supporter transport safety on match days. Diana Football Club extended their condolences to the bereaved families and asked for prayers for the injured. Alex Kukala has been voted as president of the Ghana Basketball Federation, replacing Atovan. Kukala beat out Atovan to the top position in the recently held elections. The elections, which took place during this year's Congress, was held in Sunyanin, the capital of the Borno region. He served in the immediate past administration as vice president, garnered enough support to step up to the president's office. Prior to his ascendancy, Kukala, who served as director of the Accra Basketball League with Ayite 7 as chair of the Greater Accra Region Association and ABL chairman. In the wake of the recently election, Ayite was voted as vice president, with Oro retaining her position as treasurer of the Ghana Basketball Federation. In showbiz, Kwame Eugene says he never viewed Kidi as a competition, despite long-held public assumptions about a rivalry between the two. Speaking in an interview, the rock star said his time at the label was driven by survival and not a desire to outshine colleagues. He explained that he arrived at Lynx under different circumstances. Kwame Eugene said his early days at the label were defined by struggle and determination. He contrasted the situation with that of Kidi. While Kidi already had a vehicle, I was walking from Fadama to Achimota to use the company's studio. He stressed how demanding those days were. I was not sleeping at all. He suggested that his work ethics might have pushed others to raise their game. Kwame Eugene noted that he held deep respect for his label mate. I just respected the fact that I could learn a few things from Kidi, Miss V, DJ Vyroski. For him, Lynx Entertainment felt like a community. Competition, no one was a competition at Lynx Entertainment. I just saw it as a family vibe where I could learn things, he said. He added his drive came from a need to succeed rather than outperformed people. His reflections offer a clear picture of an artist who built his career through sheer will and necessity. And that's how we end it on the morning news broadcast. Do want to log on to all streaming platforms at GhanaTalks Radio for more news updates. I am Deborah Dawes, so do have a good morning.
GhanaTalks Radio, #1.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on GhanaTalks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues,
entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on GhanaTalks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues,
entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. gmail.com.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bliss.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Every occasion demands the company of good music that fits the purpose. At GTR Sounds, we understand your need to create just the right atmosphere for your wedding or engagement, party, funeral, crusade, political campaign or rally, or just any other event, as well as executive and corporate functions. With our modern and high-quality spinning machines, mixers, microphones, and power amplifiers, binary speakers, and subs, we offer the highest of sound quality and music play at events and functions. At GTR Sounds, we have a team of seasoned and highly experienced sound engineers who understand just the right choice of music for your event. Locate our studios at Aponchi Hotel in Anya or call our numbers 054-8522-897 or 027-3363-973. You can also reach via our email sounds@GhanaTalksRadio.com. At GTR Sounds, we take care of your event.
To amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond. Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast. French fries.
Koko Nikosi. Alo komi keshito.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues,
entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bliss.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Good morning to you once again. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. And as you know it, we are supposed to be diving into the main discussion for this morning. But let's do just by the ways before we bring in our guests and then dive into the major issues for this morning. Miss Debbie and Miss Regina are here this morning with me. Miss Debbie. Forgive me. Miss Debbie and Miss Regina are seated right here in the studios. We are just going to have a conversational talk on some news stories. Good morning once again.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Right. So, let's look at some news stories from some news portals before. So, EduWatch demands mandatory 1-year warranty on school desks. The education advocacy group Africa Education Watch has called on the Ministry of Local Government and the Ministry of Education to mandate a minimum 1-year warranty on school desks procured for public basic schools. Earlier this year, the government allocated about 600 million Ghana cedis from the District Assembly's Common Fund for the procurement of dexes nationwide, part of an effort to address the country's severe furniture deficit of around 1 million dexes. However, EduWatch warned that some dexes supplied under past programs deteriorate within a year, undermining value for money and leaving thousands of pupils without adequate learning spaces. The supply of substandard dexes increases recurrent spending and diminishes the quality of education, the group said in a statement. EduWatch noted that countries such as South Africa, Kenya, and Rwanda required warranties on school furnitures to guarantee quality, protect public funds, and improve accountability in the supply chain. The group urged both ministries to issue clear procurement guidelines directing all district assemblies to include warranty clauses before awarding contracts. EduWatch also reiterated its commitment to supporting policy reforms that ensure safe, durable, and cost-effective learning environments for all Ghanaian children. Wow, that is coming from EduWatch, and they are requesting for a 1-year warranty on dexes, because they mentioned that some of the dexes, when they bring them within a year now, then the dexes become deteriorated. And then when it happens like that, it leaves students frustrated. They don't get to sit in a more conducive environment to learn because they don't have dexes. So they are urging government that when they are procuring dexes, they should make sure they ask for a 1-year warranty so they see value for their money. Right. Miss Debbie, do you think that is a good call?
We checking
of asking for warranty on dexes, just like the way when you go to the market and then or appliances.
You don't buy something and they give you a warranty.
And they give you a
say 1 year.
1 year, you can bring
3
it
years
back.
after it is worn out, you come
Right.
for a new one.
Good.
Well, instead of warranty, why not we dualize our chairs?
Dualize it like how?
Well, what I mean is that you see those days we sit on wooden chairs, and that has to do with the normal one we have used. I don't know whether you use that though, but the normal one where 4 or 5 people sit on the same chair. But dualizing it has to do with the modernized one where they use metal in a modernized way. So instead of warranty, why don't we use the dualized chairs and do away with the wooden ones? Because with the dualization, it lasts longer than the wooden chair. But where, in a way, having a warrant on it too isn't that bad though, because they purchase those chairs and it doesn't get anywhere and it's damages. So with the wooden one, I'm not sure there will be a warrant with the wooden one. But if you want to go the dualization side, that has to do with we using the modernized chairs. You know, most of those chairs are not bought in Ghana. They are bought from the Western world. And so the company you are buying it from, there should be something like warrants or a contract where you signed. So in case maybe I'm buying or I'm selling my chairs to you, and then I'm warranting you that in the space of 2 years, if this chair should go back, come and take a new one. I think it's good and it's going to save the country some money, because 50% of those monies that the country acquire goes to all these things. As a student, you cannot go to school and then sit on the floor. You're supposed to get a chair to sit on. So if those chairs are bad, it goes right into the coffers of the state. The state is responsible and they are supposed to get new ones. So as I said, if it has to do with the dual chairs, that has to do with the modernized one, and we are buying it from a company, taking a warrant is a good thing. It's a good thing. So in case it goes bad, maybe in the space of 1 year or in the space of 2 to 3 years, you will change it for them without them paying like how they are supposed to pay if they are buying it in a fresh way. So for me, in a way, it's good.
Right. Miss Eugenia, do you think it's high time that we ask for warranty for our Dexters? Because sometimes they bring them within 6 months, the Dexters deteriorated, and it leaves students frustrated.
Okay. So I would say that in every good institution, I don't think you're the one supposed to ask for a warranty, but rather the person who is giving you or who is providing you with the goods and services are the ones supposed to tell you that, oh, this your friend saying giving you 5 years or 2 years or 3 years or 1 year warranty. Because most of the times when I go to buy gadgets or any other electrical appliances, I don't ask for warranty. On the receipt, there's a warranty on it. The last time I bought kettle, it had 1 year warranty. And within that space of 1 year, if it gets spoiled, I can take it back. I used the Techno phone. I went to the office to buy it. It had 2 years warranty. So within that space of 2 years, say yeah, I can take it back to the company and get a new one. So the government the government shouldn't be the one asking for warranty. We should take note of that. And also, with the warranty issue, it's very key because no matter how durable these dexes are, we know kids are kids. They'll spoil it. Because I remember way back in school, we had this wooden dexes, and it was very strong. But now, no more yeni say, no more piano, more yeni say, a best send them. And also, I think they should talk to the kids also. You need to make sure that you protect state and school property. They learn it, but I don't know if they are not implementing it or anything. Sakola said, "Dex, I know bono. Now man, I will for chiscano or coffee. I best have buneguso. So next time, no obe square. Like the thoughts wouldn't even cross now dream say, oh, let me spoil this thing. Because you know sometimes we use sharp objects in school. For instance, I can say blade to sharpen our pencils and all that. Obe hona ni kobrane wafa blade no the chidex no ho. The chi ho sa na kasa wa bre. Pen na ye the what dex no. Ebia we might think say, oh, these are petty actions which wouldn't affect the decks, but in a way it is affecting it. So with the warranty, it's needed because day in and day out or every 1 year or 2 years, the government can be wasting money on dexes. Sometimes third term when we go on vacation and we come back, when not all the dexes are outside, then carpenters are working on the dexes. That is how it's supposed to be. But you're banning them. To no warranty here. And also here warranty doesn't mean say because we need warranty to know they will just do the decks anyhow. They have to make sure that it's durable.
Right, well said. So we need to, it's not always the case that you purchase dexes and then within a year the dex is damaged or is spoiled and then you have to purchase another one. If there's warranty, you take it back. If it's repairable, they repair it. If it's replaceable, they replace it. If they have to refund your money back to you for you to go and purchase a more quality one elsewhere, that should be. But this cannot happen if it doesn't come with a warranty. So this is what Eddie Watch is advocating that there should be a warranty on our dexes. Right. Moving on. I will fulfill all my promises to move Ghana forward, Dr. Baumia. This is coming from Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, our former vice president. And he says that I will fulfill all my promises to move Ghana forward. And I also saw a headline that he said he's going to bring Abrochi to Ghana.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
Right, let's read what we have here. The flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, has reiterated his commitment to fulfilling all promises made to Ghanaians as part of his agenda to move the country forward. Speaking at a manifesto launch of the party in the Western region on Sunday, Dr. Baumia assured the public that If given the mandate in the upcoming 2024 election, he will ensure the implementation of policies that derive economic growth and development. Dr. Bawumia emphasized that his vision for Ghana is centered on creating opportunities for all citizens, particularly the youth. He noted that key initiatives, including digital transformation, infrastructure development, and job creation, will be prioritized to improve the quality of life for Ghanaians. The Vice President also highlighted that under his leadership, the country would continue to invest in education and healthcare to build a resilient society. Dr. Bawumia further assured the crowd that every pledge he made during his campaign was carefully considered to address the pressing challenges facing the nation. He stressed that his administration would focus on maintaining fiscal discipline, fighting corruption, and promoting accountability in government to restore confidence in public institutions. Dr. Bawumia acknowledged the economic difficulties that Ghanaians have faced in recent years, but expressed optimism that with the right leadership, the country can turn the corner. He pledged to work closely with various stakeholders, including the private sector, traditional leaders, and civil society organizations, to ensure that all development plans are effectively implemented. He also called on Ghanaians to trust in his leadership and give him the opportunity to deliver on his promises. He reiterated that with dedication and hard work, his administration will steer the country towards prosperity and secure a better future for generations to come. I see you smiling right there, Miss Debbie. Why? You don't believe he'll be able to fulfill his promise?
Oh.
Or you've lost faith?
Giving people second chance is not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
You know, when you take the first steps and it fails, you go back and then you learn your mistakes, build on yourself, and then you come back again. So that is what he is saying. He believed in himself. He knows he's going to bring a change again. And that will depend on Ghanaians. They are going to decide whether they are going to give you the nod or not. Because we've experienced you before. We've seen what you've done. We've seen how you spearheaded e-levy, how you pumped champagne and all that. We've seen how you told us that the cedi to the dollar is going to stabilize, and I don't know whether it's a proverb or it's a song being sung to us that he has locked the cedi or the dollar and has given the key to IGP. And although he has locked the cedi, whether it was the cedi or the dollar and giving the key to IGP, we still saw skyrocketed of prices of goods and services. And so with Dr. Bawumia saying that when Ghanaians give him the nod again, he's going to change Ghana and he's going to bring abrotire to Ghana. How will I even put it? For me, I don't see it as something you should preach about. You're going to bring abrotire to Ghana. You were given the nod before and we didn't see you doing anything. So how well are you going to bring abrotire to Ghana? Which abrotire are you bringing to Ghana? Are you going to continue with your digitalization, or you are bringing something new on board? You see, this is one thing I don't like about politicians. You've occupied an office before. You failed. You woefully failed as a leader. And when you're being given the nod again, or you're aspiring to take over that office again, I feel like you should step aside, accept the fact that you failed, pinpoint the mistakes you've done, and then relax and tell yourself that, well, you can improve on that. And then when you're coming out, come with a clear message, come with a convincing message. Let the people know that you are no longer the Bawumia we used to know. This is who you are. This is what you're bringing on board. You're bringing abrotire to Ghana like how? I don't get it. Abrotire inside Ben Okofaba. Are you going to improve Ghana as in how they are? Which I know you can't do it. You can't do it. Because someone who is a liar will always be a liar. I don't believe in the scenario that states that human beings change. Human beings do not change. the person you knew 10 years ago is still that same person. The person did not change. So you telling us that, well, you're bringing a brochure to Ghana, it's not a message. You should be clear. A brochure now, but what are you bringing? Or, well, maybe I'm bringing a brochure to Ghana, but this is what I've seen them doing and I want to bring it here. This is what I want to do. Don't forget you brought digital. He was called a digital man, right?
Yeah.
I don't know whether he's putting that aside and he wants to bring a different thing. I feel like he's out of message. And whoever is advising the former vice president, I think the person needs to do more. Well, it's not bad to believe in yourself. It's not bad to say that you can bring the sky down on earth. That is the confidence you have in yourself. But I believe sometimes you have to take your time, know what to say. Because you've promised 10,000 over 1 and you never delivered. So you should be careful because we, as citizens, are going to hold you by your words.
Right. Miss Regina, yeah, the approach about Ghana, yeah, the Ghana aqua approach. Dr. Baumia's words.
Okay. So I would say it's possible. It's possible to bring Abroche to Ghana. It's all about development and making sure that our country is not underdeveloped. And looking at Ghana as it stands now, you have a very long way to go. Because looking at the standards of the Western country, and we want to be like them or we want to replicate them, no, we are quite trapa, especially with the mentality of individuals, with the resources government will put in, the constructions here and there. Mind you, the construction that goes on in the Western country has nothing to do with what Ghanaians we do here. It takes time, it takes resources. They use quality material, and yet then after 1 year of construction, constructing a road, now problem asaba home, and you see another set of workers on it trying to amend it. Quota. The next 3 months, 6 months, we will say now say 2. And see, abortion or de bagana no. First off, when I had 1 amount, I would approach bagana. If you have people who would vote for you, I know dear, on chain. Once with politicians, no, they say sweet things to sweeten the ears of individuals, especially people who, sorry to say, who are not really that intelligent. Because for the intelligent people, you can't just sugarcoat words and convince them. Words need action. You don't just blab. You need action. And we've seen your works before. We've seen your performance before. In as much as we can give second chances to these people, but a politician would remain a politician and would always remain a politician. Okay, I say, then let me put that aside. But okay, we'll give him the second chance. But the people who would vote for him would look up to him to make sure that he fulfills whatever promises he's making now. Nothing is, should I say, I don't know how to put it, but there's nothing which Ghana cannot do. Yeah, let me put it that way. There's nothing which we cannot do. If only we set our minds to it, we can do it, and we can do it better. So congratulations to him in advance, and good luck to him.
Right. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for joining me for Just By the Ways. We are going for the main discussion. Right. Yeah, we are back again on your screens. This time around, we are here to delve into the main discussion and the topics on board this morning. We are privileged to have Mr. Kennedy Donko, who is the NPP communications team for Banda constituency. Right. You're welcome and good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm fine. It's been a while we had you in the studios.
Exactly. Yeah,
Or
sure.
last
week I came around, but since you didn't
okay,
come.
Yeah, I went out for reporting. I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, you weren't around. So
yeah,
I have been here for some time now. I guess that I have been tied with a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I remember for the past 3 weeks I didn't come.
You didn't
but
come.
Last week I was here. And this week too, I'm also here.
We thank God.
Yeah.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
But how are things so far?
Oh, so far, let me say very good morning to, the new Patriotic Party and also the 5 main aspirants who, have dedicated themselves to, contest for the 2028 election. Those who want to lead the party. Because it's not easy for you to come boldly to say that you want to contest, as a flag bearer to become a leader for the party in the next coming election. So basically, let me say very good morning to them for coming out to help the party. Aside that, let me say very good morning to the Banda constituency as well. Especially to my chairman Charles, and always he encouraged me to do what I'm keep on doing and also try to help my party and also my constituency as well. So let me say very good morning to them. And also your listeners, and then also yourself and then your team, your producers, and people who are helping you for this program to thrive. But I think you asked me how are things going. Basically, to be frank, to answer this question, I think Ghanaians will be the best judge to this particular issue. But the reality is that now the economy is very hard.
It's very hard.
To the extent that now those who are selling are complaining that people don't buy. And the reason why this is happening is so simple. Because the government, the NDC government, as we are speaking, they have taken over 60 billion Ghana cedis from the economy. All in the name they want to control, inflation or whatever. So when you do that, automatically you are taking money away from the pocket of the citizen. And when that happens, though people might have the will or they are willing to buy or to purchase certain goods, but because of there are no money in the economy, then automatically they cannot buy. So these are the things that is happening, in the economy. So right now, let me tell you something. From Legon to University of Ghana, from Legon to here. At first, when I'm going to Kaswa, always vehicle coming to Kaswa is, one of the common things that you don't waste time to get. But nowadays, if those who always move from Legon to Kaswa, they will tell you that now to get a vehicle from coming to Kaswa is even difficult. And the question is why? It's because probably to me, I believe that because of the people don't have money, then automatically people are not coming out to, going to work, because at the end of the day, if they go and they don't get money, then they prefer to reduce the number of, traveling that they do every day. So after that one, like I said, Ghanaians will judge based on that. But SNM, right?
Yes.
Good. I got it right.
Yes.
So last week, after I came here and then we left, basically the government also brought out their budget.
The budget.
And then try to, basically explain to us how they are going to, spend, how they're going to raise money and spend the money in this country in the coming 2026. And a whole lot of things happened. A lot of things were said by, the government, and which I think we can't get time to delve into everything.
Every
but
single thing.
There are some key aspects that I want us to pay much attention to, because these things, affect every aspect and individual in this country. Now, the first one that I want to talk about is basically about jobs. Because don't forget, for a country to triumph is based on the economy. and the economy also can grow when the people are working. And at the end of the day, they'll be able to pay their tithes, their dues, and then or taxes in the country. But in a situation whereby someone is not working, then automatically the person cannot come out to pay his or her tax, right?
Yeah.
So when that happens, then it tells you that the economy is basically will head into a ditch. So the question is, when the MDC was in opposition, they tried to blame or apportion all the blames. In fact, they verbalized a lot of issues against the MPP, saying that the party did not create jobs for the youth in this country. Therefore, the Ghanaians should vote for them, and then when they come to power, automatically they are going to create jobs for the people.
Right.
Now, when they came to power, so when the opposition, they even said they were going to launch codes which will create indirect jobs for the people. They will, training over 1 million Ghanaians youth to get job and other aspect. Now, the main focus or the main promise that they said is that they were going to kind of bring what we call 24-hour economy. That will bring 3 shifts. So this tells you that the Ghanaian people that we have employed, this means that the rate will increase 2 times, right?
Yeah.
Because if it's 3 times, that means they're going to get double.
Double.
Yeah. So these were some of the promise that they gave to Ghanaians. That when they come, automatically they are going to create this 24-hour economy, and this 24-hour economy is going to give what they call 3 shifts, which is very perfect. And Ghanaians, bought into that idea because that policy was so, great in the eyes and then in the ears of Ghanaians. So basically, they accepted that one. Granted, but when they came to power, the first budget that they drafted, they said they allocated a certain portion of money into the 24-hour economy. But as we are speaking, you and I, we are aware that the 24-hour economy is not working.
It's not working.
Nothing is there. But when they were drafting this 2026 budget, they have also included it in the same budget. Now, when they drafted the first one, they allocated around 13 billion Ghana cedis for this particular project or this program. However, the government was not able to work on that. At the end of the day, the government in the 2026 budget again also has indicated a certain portion of money for the 24-hour economy again. So now the question is, the person who first of all promised you that he is bringing this job and then allocated a certain amount of money in the budget, but at the end of the day, the person didn't do anything. But in the next budget, the person has also bring the same, budget in that, the same amount in the budget. It tells you that the government is not ready to solve the unemployment issue in the country.
Are you sure?
But
we've seen them launch the we've seen them launch a whole lot of initiatives trying to,
this one, how many people were given, those were given the opportunity to work on that? How many people? That's the question. How many people did that? The question is, or the issue is, the government, you see, when you're in a position, you can speak anyhow. But when it comes to power, the reality will catch you. Because being in a position, you can just talk anyhow. But when you get up north to come, that is where you know that every promise that you gave to Ghanaians, automatically you are going to base on the revenue that you raise, and then you base on that revenue to implement such programs or policies. But when you come, even, do you know that the government, when they came to power, they weren't able to even achieve or hit the revenue target? They couldn't. And now they have increases that they want to raise it to more than 30 billion or so. And I ask myself, if you were not able, 300 billion, if you're not able to even achieve the first one, then how much more are you going to achieve the second one? Now you have reduced, VAT, right?
Yes.
You said you have made adjustment to VAT.
Yes.
And here lies the case whereby even your first budget you couldn't even hit your target, and now you have also made amendment to the VAT. So you ask yourself, how are you going to achieve your revenue target? That's going to be another issue. Now, let me show you this so that you know. When they came to power, the 24-hour economy, the amount that they mentioned that they are going to use, or that is required to be able to achieve, the 24-hour economy, is $4 billion. This is the money that they said if they get this money to be able to implement this particular program. Now, the government in the 2026 budget, they have indicated that they are going to allocate, they are just allocated just 110 million Ghana cedis to it. Now, with even this amount that they even mentioned when Atofossi was reading the budget, if you go to the appendix, the actual money is not even up to that amount. It is even 90 million Ghana cedis. So you ask yourself, this is a government that is telling you that I'm come to even implement or inject 110 million. But if you go into the books, the amount there even contradicts what he said.
Right.
Now, let's put that one also aside. Now, let me come to one of the most important things that they talk about, the currency. That they said that, the currency, so far the city has strengthened itself because of, based on their economic measures that they put in place. But MFA, it is true, because you can reflect, you can see it. These are feasible things that you can testify that yes, indeed, the city has strengthened. But the truth of the matter is, the NDC is embarking on approach that I call, they are using what we call painkiller approach. Now, what do I mean by painkiller approach? Painkiller approach means that, for example, when someone is not feeling well, and then maybe if you have a pains, maybe in your leg or whatever, and you want to sleep, probably you might decide to take a painkiller so that the pains will release, so that you'll be able to sleep. But the question is, when we are taking a painkiller, painkiller will never heal you. Basically, it is just taking away the pains. But when the medicine comes down, the medicine comes down, automatically you feel the pain back. That is what the NDC is doing. When it come to this currency issue, there are certain factors that brings it out. The first one is based on demand and supply. How people are demanding for the dollar will determine your local currency. And also, based on how people will go and import goods from outside, also will determine your strength of your city. Now, if you are a country and then you want to solve, that issue to strengthen your city, the first thing that you can do is what they are doing, is just to inject more money into the economy to be able to reduce, the strength of the external currency, that's the dollar.
Yeah.
But when you do that, that one can never solve the actual problem. It's just a temporary measure that you can use. So, for example, when the NDC came to power, they have injected more than $2 billion into the economy. And you ask yourself, if first one they injected more than 1 billion, and then it gets to a point, the currency came down, and if you remember, it gets to a point, then it's escalated to around 12 Ghana cedis or so, to 13 Ghana cedis, 14, and then they just recently they injected another 1.115 billion again into the economy. Now, when they did that, automatically the cedi also will come down again. For example, it's like you selling tomato in the market. When tomato become, so plenty in the market, automatically the price will come down. But when tomatoes are, moving out from the market, you see that the price will increase. That's how the dollar works in the market. So what the government is doing, it is just a short-term approach. But the future consequences of this one is very dire. That if you don't take care, at the end of the day, when it become it will be very difficult for the government to even solve it. So we will advise the government that yes, in as much as you want to, control the cedi, you have to also make sure that the cedi, you should put in place certain measures that will always bring certain, dollars into the pocket of the people, than always have to inject the dollars into the market. Now, what can the government do? That's the reason why when it was our time, we saw that for us to be able to solve that particular problem, we should be able to promote local markets. I hope you understand. How can we promote that one? You should be able to promote industrialization so that we'll be able to produce certain things that we will not import. Because the more you import, the more you demand dollars. But when we are able to produce locally, then automatically the people will not go outside to import, but rather would demand the local city to buy certain goods in this country. But when the government came, as we are talking, the one factory that we started, they don't care about it. They have put it in a dustbin and focus on how they want to use these temporary measures to solve this particular problem. Now, let me also talk about, I think I have already talking about the 24-hour economy, that they talk about this, so I think I want to. But agriculture, you see, the government, when I was listening to, when Atufosin was reading about it, they said that when it comes to the agriculture sector, automatically, the 24, their 2025 budget, and now they have grown. The agriculture sector has grown. I really understand. But ask yourself, when did the government come to power? How long does it take for someone to even grow a yam and harvest it to the market? Have you asked yourself?
But do you think this statement is actually as a result of what is going on grounds or what they have been able to achieve so
So if you are telling me that the agri sector has grown and then also added the industries, that industry has grown, the industry sector has grown, it tells you that the current government hasn't done anything special to achieve that growth. Because that's why I asked you that how long does it even take for it to even grow a yam? Common yam, the yam that we are now eating, we are buying for the market, was grown last year. But now they are taking the credit as if they have achieved that growth. I hope you get my drift. Because it takes always a year for you to be able to plant a yam and harvest it. But if you came just with it recently and thinking that the growth, we should give the credit to the NDC government, they basically, you are not being truthful to Ghanaians. Give credit to the MPP because the measures that we put in place that has led to this particular, achievement.
So you think they should give the credit to the NPP?
Exactly. It is very obvious.
But I believe that when you started it, you didn't just leave it. What if they also came and then they had to come and continue?
Exactly, perfect. So that's, we know that government is a continuation. I hope you understand. So if you win power and then you come to continue, you have to by saying that based on the measures that the MPP put in place or what we came and met, we have been able to work on that, and that's the reason why we have gone to where we are. Now, don't forget, before even when we were under the IMF conditionalities, the IMF came out boldly and said that the measures that a MPP government has put in place, they projected that by 2025, 2026 ahead, automatically the economy will bounce back. It was very clear, and I hope you read that excerpt. So these are some of the measures that we say that if though you came recently, not even up to a year, and you are experiencing all this growth, but give credit to the MPP. Now, when they came, the reserve that alone that they met was over $8 billion that they came to meet. I hope you understand. So when they met this one, at least let Ghanaians understand that yes, indeed, based on the reserve that we came to meet, that's the reason why we are able to inject dollars into the economy. But our time, now let me explain this. During the MPP time, and NDC are saying that if you can inject money into the economy, then why weren't the MPP doing so? Why? And I asked myself, if you knew and you understand what happened during the time, you clearly know that yes, there were certain measures that came out from the IMF. Hope you understand that by the IMF gave us a conditionality that we cannot inject more than 960 million US dollars per year. But as I mentioned, the NDC has injected more than 2 billion US dollars.
Right.
So you can see the difference. I hope you understand.
Yeah,
so that's the reason why we, the MPP, wasn't doing that. But it's not that maybe we didn't know that. And even second, that approach, like I said, is just a temporary measure. If you rely on that, and then the economy decide to bounce back to that approach, there's no way that you can solve it.
Right.
Because that is more of like we can a gene somewhere. You can't solve it. So the best approach is to make sure you industrialize your economy so that you be able to produce more goods locally than always importing goods from outside.
Right. Thank you so much. That's more or less like a summary you've given us of the budget. Thank you so much.
Good.
Yeah. So yesterday we also saw that our Chief Justice has actually been sworn in. Was it something you were actually expecting, looking at all the controversies surrounding him, with some of the comments he made with regards to the sentence he gave to Atai, and some also has to do with the minority opposing the idea of swearing him to be the Chief Justice regarding the cases of Tokonu in court? Do you think that they should have waited for the court cases that between Tokonu and the government should have been sorted out before Justice Bafoponi will be sworn in as the new Chief Justice?
I think this issue, I have had a lot of discussion on this matter. And I said it here last week that during the vetting process, the minority leader led by Afenyo Mikins,
yes,
and the entire minority caucus, the decision that they did or they took was fantastic. Because, and I said it here, that if that leader didn't take that decision, and then they went ahead for the vetting, I would have organized demonstration against him and then against the minority caucus. The reason why I said that is so simple. From day one, it has been the stand of the MPP and also the minority caucus that the process or the procedures that the president, the number one gentleman of the land, that we are all expecting to know much better than us, has breached the procedural process of removing, first of all, even suspending her and at the same time removing her. Now, if at the same we did this or we said this, and then at the end of the day, you come and sit down and vet this man, me myself, like I said, I would have organized a demonstration against them, because you cannot reprobate and then at the end of the day you come and approbate. Now, the reason why I don't accept or I endorse the minority walking out stage is that, you see, if you read the Article 146, it's very obvious. It gives the president the mandate to remove any chief justice if he receives prima facie. But Article 146.10 has been breached. That we have mentioned it from day one. And that's the reason why the Ghana Bar Association came out to condemn that the manner in which the president used to suspend the CG was wrong. Aside that, the Bar Association of England and Wales also came out to say the same thing. Aside that, a lot of lawyers in this country said the same thing. So it tells you that a lot of people, even aside the MPP, have condemned the whole issue, that the process wasn't okay. Now, aside that, let's even put aside that the president has breached the procedural process and the woman has complained about her right being curtailed to the extent that she didn't even receive the prima facie against her as we are speaking. Let's put all that aside. Now, I hope you are aware that whenever an issue is in the court, you don't even comment on the issue, because if you don't take care, you might be accused of being contempt. I hope you understand. This tells you that whenever the issue is in court, you have to wait for judges to rule over the case before you can also show your perspective, right? Now, based on that, when the president removed the chief justice, she went to court and said, yeah, probably you can remove her as a Chief Justice, but you cannot also remove her as a justice from the Supreme Court. Don't forget, one person, she is a Chief Justice, but before she became a Chief Justice, she was a justice at the Supreme Court. But the president based on that to remove her as a Chief Justice and at the same time remove her from the Supreme Court as Chief Justice. So two things played here. So the issue went to court. Therefore, we were all waiting for what? Determination from the court or ruling from the court. Therefore, at least the president could have waited to make sure that the court would bring out their ruling that, oh, based on this factor A, this factor B, maybe the president can remove her as a Chief Justice, but can never remove her from the Supreme Court as a Supreme Court judge. But the president didn't wait and went ahead, appoint a new Chief Justice. They went ahead to vet that person and approve him as a Chief Justice. So the question is, if you are the president and you did that, then indirectly you are telling me that you already preempted the outcome of the court. I hope you get it. Because probably you know that at the end of the day, when it goes to court, automatically they are going to rule against the Chief Justice. That's the reason why you took that decision. So, for the process that led to the removal of the Chief Justice, from day one, the minority and we and the MPP, we have been on our grounds and we have said that the process that the party or the NDC and the president used to oust the CJ wasn't a due process.
Wasn't a due process. But what are your expectations for this newly appointed Chief Justice, Bafo-Boni?
No, well,
what are you expecting?
Well, it's quite unfortunate that he will just go. Pension very soon.
Yeah. He's going for just 1 year.
Yeah, so
and I keep wondering if he's just going for 1 year. Why did he have to go ahead?
See, that is why you see this school of thought. I also belong to this school of thought, who are saying that the appointment of Justice Bafo-Boni is basically a payback time for what he did for them in the 2012 election petition that went to court.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah, I belong to that school of thought because don't forget, you see, the 2012 election, the contest was so tight.
Let's not go there.
It was so tight.
It's actually in the past. So.
Yeah, it was so tight to the extent that between the former president Nana Akufo-Addo and then the current president John Dramani Mahama. Now, if you look at the contest, the president won by 50.0%. I hope you understand. Not even 51% though. And that was a time that we, the MPP, we complained that the party, what's the name of this? Our representatives across the constituency or the polling stations, the polling stations, were being harassed and chased by the NDC. Now, the issue went to court, and based on that, most people were not able to sign on the pay sheet. If the agents weren't able to sign on the pay sheet, what was the problem? And we realized that they were being beaten, they were being chased away. That's the reason why they couldn't sign. And the issue went to court. Now, during this contest, 5 justices sat on the case. And then at the end of the day, it came 5-4 verdict. So this 5-4, it tells you that it was very tight. And the person who voted for the NDC was this current Chief Justice that they have appointed and they have given him the position. Right. So based on this, but basically I belong to that school of thought who thinks that probably they just want to
retain a
favor that he gave to them during that election petition. So that's what I think.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
Right. That's fine. Thank you so much, Mr. Kennedy. Yes. So let's dive into our main topic for this morning.
Sure.
Right. So for our first topic, we have government to introduce a National Defense University Bill. Yeah. Now let me read the news article and what it entails.
Sure.
The government has announced plans to introduce a National Defense University Bill in Parliament to establish a dedicated university for Ghana's security services. The Education Minister, Haruna Idris, revealed the move during the launch of a scholarship scheme for Parliament staff and legislators. He said President John Dramani Mahama has approved upgrading the Ghana Armed Forces and allied security institutions into a full-flagged national university. According to the minister, the new university will consolidate key defense and security training institutions under one roof. The creation of the NDU aligns with earlier steps taken by the Ghana Armed Forces. The Ghana Armed Forces Chief of Defense Staff recently requested funding from the Ghana Education Trust Fund to rebuild the university's academic and administrative facilities. Why do you think it's important for Ghana to have a national defense university now?
Yeah, I think it's very important.
It's very important.
Very, very, very important. And education, I think, actually kind of broaden people's way of thinking.
Yes.
Therefore, if you look at some of the actions and some of how, the situation in which some of the armed force, I mean, go about their duties, you can see that at least they need more of education. Even if I don't even go back to what have happened several years. Just recently, you saw a behavior of an army, right? When he said he went to buy drugs from a chemist, and then he think that the price, was being inflated. Therefore, he returned the drugs, and then they look at how he beat, the chemist, and then including someone who also went there.
Yes.
Yeah. So you saw these actions. So it tells you that all of these things are very important to, educate people within every sector, not even only, the military sector. But you see, MFA is let's say MFA. SNM. You know, my course mate is MFA, so don't worry.
Don't worry, it's fine.
Yeah. So SNM.
Yes.
These are at times, you see, the manner in which the NDC, at times, they don't give credit to the MPP, is my problem.
Are you trying to politicize this again?
That is my problem. You see, government is a continuation, right?
Yes.
Therefore, everything that your predecessor maybe would do, when you come and take over, automatically make sure you tell the public, let them know that, yes, looking at what you guys have started, it's very prudent for us to be continue what you are doing. Now, let me read this from, let me see if I will say this news.
Right.
For you, so that you know.
Okay.
All that I want you to understand is that.
Yes.
If you go to, is it Adam or, I'm not getting a listen. The MPP government in 2023, the former president, Nana Akufo-Addo, made it publicly that it is high time that we establish a university for this military. In 2023, when he went to their program. And then in 2024, he ordered the armed force to start the university. Now let me read this from African Defense Forum. Ghanaians, that is, okay, let me read. Ghanaian leaders say a new era of military education and training has begun, as classes have commenced at the new War College. AIM plans to establish a full university system. So the whole thing has already started in 2024. But the government decided to say that, okay, when you start it at this moment, when you get to a time, automatically you metamorphose it to a university. So my issue is, it is a good idea that the new government want to continue with that same legacy. It's a fantastic idea. But at least let us all understand that yes, the thing has already started, but you want to also maybe if you want to add up to a physical structure, so that you want to say expand it, that would be a very good, I mean, to Ghanaians to hear that, oh yeah, this initiative was started by the previous government. But you think, I mean, it's good initiative, therefore we have to continue at it. But if you just say that you are introducing this, then probably you're not being faithful to Ghanaians, you're not being good to the good people of Ghana. That's what I think. Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
But what is this university actually going to entail?
Yeah.
How is it going to be like?
Yeah, so if you read, if I don't have time to read the whole thing, but if you read the whole idea for the MPP to initiate that, I mean, program was so simple to the extent that, you see, some people, majority of our army, if you look at the recruitment process, the chunk or majority, when you recruit them, they come with, I mean, BEC certificates.
Yes.
I don't know if you observe that.
Yes.
And many people even think that even when you complete university and you want to enter into the military, it becomes very difficult for you to even get the opportunity. Yeah. So majority, and when they enter into the military, for them to even advance their education become another problem. Hope you get it. Because you are working. Therefore, you want to stop, come to school, and it becomes so hectic, to be frank. So based on that, if the military have, I mean, their university, automatically there will be a schedule of time that if you want to take part in a university to train yourself, that will be good. And don't forget, the world is advancing. Now technology is advancing. Now we started with the first industrial revolution, we came to the second, third, now we're in the fourth industrial revolution. This tells you that you have to always constantly learn. So bringing this university will try to enhance the knowledge of the military itself, so that they'll be able to conduct their duty very well. You know, like I said, now the world has advanced. So if you don't train them to adapt to the new environment, then they'll stick to their old way of doing things. So I think that idea was a fantastic idea that the government, the MPP government started. And let me also comment that though it was started by the MPP government, the NDC also want to continue the same thing, which I think is a perfect idea, and it will help our military so that they will know how to even conduct or to control crowd and other aspects.
But do you see this to be a challenge that they are actually trying to address, to sort out in the military?
Exactly.
And what is that challenge?
Yeah, so like I said, you see, there are a lot of instances that you see how some of the military men, they acted unprofessionally. You know. So
does that mean that
a lot?
Right, sorry not to cut you. So in actual sense, what you are trying to say is that, does it mean that these military people, since they are trained in a very harsh manner, when they come out, the way they are trained over there in their barracks, that is how they train people. So this university that they are trying to establish is actually going to groom them on how to.
Exactly.
Then they learn all of those.
You know, I probably, how can you use 6 months to learn? That's the first question. So how they use 6 months, go for training, then by 6 months you're out. You ask yourself, you are doing the same, you are doing physical training, at the same time receiving, I mean, theoretical training. How long are you going to take? But university, don't forget, university trains you 4-year period. So this 4-year period, at least you get a lot of you get in-depth knowledge of what they will teach you. So I think that, yes, even though they train them, but to me, I think that 4-year period, 6-month period is too short for them to get a lot of knowledge concerning what they are doing. Because don't forget, we have professors in that field, and they have learned a lot. So if these people are coming to teach you, they are going to teach you how the military terrain is all about.
It's all about.
They will teach you how you can control yourself, how you can even deal with issues when you are even confronted with a particular issue. So I think it's a decision in the right direction. It's a decision in the right direction that it will help the military in this country. So it's a good idea.
So looking at the establishment of this university, is it going to enhance our security system?
Exactly, it will enhance it automatically. Because if you look at how our security is nowadays,
yes,
now
it's very scary.
It's scary because if you look at our neighbors, look at Burkina Faso, look at Togo, and look at what is happening there, it tells you that no country lives in an island. I hope you understand. If you don't tighten your security, it might come against you. No. So from this particular issue, if you take it from a security perspective, now look at what happened recently. When terrorists attacked
a country.
No, Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso, right.
And look at how Tuareg and the military were able to deal with the terrorists.
Right.
Now they use AI to fight. They use drone to fight. And these are things that now every security, in this country should be able to familiarize themselves with. Now, let me tell you this. The way the security aspect has advanced into, and if you don't train them to be familiar with AI or with the modern way of technology, then automatically it's very difficult for you to even defend yourself. Like I said, Burkina Faso is just a case study to that they are now using AI to fight or to defend, their country. And don't forget, the military is the only security that defend the state. That is their number one priority. That's their number one function. They is to defend the state from external aggression. So if they are not, familiar with, current technology, current knowledge, current strategies that terrorists use and other aspects, I think it will affect us. So this constant educating them will be a good course in the right direction.
So this university, would it only admit security personnel or anyone at all who is interested?
No, this one is for only security.
Only security.
Yeah, and I think that's good.
That's
because they, for example, if me that I have a different background from education, political science, what am I going to do there? Though we have a certain aspect of courses that teaches security, but probably they, will teach the practical aspect as well as they will attach, the theoretical aspect.
The theory.
So to me,
it should be
it's good that it's for them, and it will be for them,
it should be for them
remain for them. Yeah,
right. We are just hoping that this university is going to enhance our security system.
Sure,
that is a good call. I think the government is bringing up. Right.
So you give credit to also the previous government as well.
Well, let's see how it
goes. Sure.
All right, let's move on to our next topic. Yeah. Gold Board refutes 3 billion Ghana cedis loss claim. The Ghana Gold Board has strongly denied recent reports alleging that a recorded loss of more than 3 billion Ghana cedis during its first year of operation. In a statement released on 17th November, Gold Board described a publication by Asasi Radio as entirely false, arguing that the claims are meant to damage its reputation and dismiss its economic contributions. Contrary to the report, Gold Board says that it has generated significant surpluses since its establishment and will soon publish its quarterly financial statement to prove its financial strength. The board also defended its operational model. It said its gold pricing, foreign exchange risk management, and sourcing mechanisms are robust, transparent, and audited. Gold Board added that the report's claims about purchasing gold from unknown sources are wrong, since it works only with licensed aggregators and buyers under strict verification. Gold Board has urged the public to disregard Asasi Radio reports, calling on the station to retract the story and issue an unqualified apology. So that is coming from Gold Board, and they are refuting the fact that they lost 3 billion Ghana cedis. What do you make of all this assertion?
Were you expecting different response from the Gold Board apart from this?
I wouldn't say I was expecting, because in businesses, it's fine if you lose money. It's fine if you make money as well. So I think it's a business curve that every business encounters. So if it's a loss they experience, I think they should just be honest with Ghanaians. And if it is, again, they experience too, I think they should be
Yeah. All that I want you to understand is that
they are protecting their reputation. So.
There is no way that a good board will come out to tell you and I that yes, indeed, they have lost 3 billion. They won't. There's no way they'll come and admit that.
But how are they going to make that loss if they are making a lot of money from?
A lot of money from what?
Purchasing gold from.
You see, now let me even come to it.
Right.
Now, I read, the news or the article of Asase Radio, right? Is that Asase?
Yes, Asase Radio.
Good. And after reading it, and then I came back to look at, the response from Gold Board. Now, when you, as a political party, now let me even go to this. The Gold Board was created by the NDC just to kind of create jobs for their party, and at the end of the day, so that they were able to get money and decided to inject into the economy or into the forex. That was the main purpose. Now, the idea of creating the Gold Board was a fantastic idea. It was a very good. And you can see that clearly it was deduced from the Gold for Oil program that the MPP initiated. But though the MPP, we didn't create any special office that was led by a CEO to take in charge of that. But when the NDC saw it, when they were opposition, they decided to say that okay, then it will be advantage for us if we are able to create office and then make sure we have a CEO who will manage and control that board or that office. Now, after doing that, and then as they came to power, they have confiscated a lot of gold from different people and from different individuals. But the question is, where are those monies gone? That's the first question. But looking at the Asase video in the article, when a report comes out, the first thing that you have to look at it is the methodology. Please look at my face so that I'll talk to you. When a research is being done, or when someone writes an article, the first thing you have to look at the methodology. How did the person got such information? It is very obvious. If you read the Asase Radio's article, they said that they got some of the information from informants. It means that people or those who are working within the Gold Board. You see, in a local dialect, we say that Abobekawa nefrin untumam. This means that before you will see that an ant will sting you, it tells you that the ant is already in your clothing. So when that report comes out, it tells you that the person or the methodology that they use to get the information is from a right source. Now, one of the biggest allegations that they didn't even mention in their response is that the Gold Board has been able to get 66 tons of gold, but only 6.6 tons will be able to allocate it into our gold reserves in this country. So if you got 66 tons and then only 6.6 that you've already indicated in the gold reserve, then I ask myself, where lies over 50 tons of gold? Where is it? So it tells you clearly that the Gold Board was created by the NDC, though they got that inspiration or they got that idea from Gold for Oil program that we brought. But now they saw it that this one is a time for us to take advantage of that office to be able to enrich our party. I am not even wonder or not be surprised if the money that Mustafa Gbandi said that every month they give over 2 billion organizers to their constituents are coming from that Gold Board money. So it tells you clearly that the party actually created this office instead of to use that money and build the country's economy. Rather, they are using the money for their personal gains. And it's obvious because after the response, and I went through to read the response that they have reported, they have not able to comment on this particular matter. It tells you that indeed the party has really stifled the money and the goals that they have been buying from the country, and then they are using it to control or to give to their political party to benefit from that, but not to help the country. It's very obvious.
Right.
Yeah.
Mr. Abdul.
Yes, please.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you. Finally, you are here.
Yes, I'm here, please.
Yeah.
Do you know something? When the end is when it came to power. Now, every radio station I attend, they are always late because now they are in power. So they don't even respect journalists.
No. I think, first of all, I want to apologize to you and your cherished listeners for actually coming late, and it was not a fault of mine. I think we had a lot of, should I say, traffic on the road when I was coming, and also the notice too was, quite short for me. Right. But when I was in the car,
you were listening.
I was listening, my good brother.
I'm happy for the fact that you were following.
Oh yeah, I was following so keenly, because anytime you are having an MPP communicator coming to defend a party that has already collapsed, a party that Ghanaians gave mandate for 8 years,
you came with violence this morning.
They go around to spew out lies about a 9 months government that is working for the people, by the people, and has regained the confidence of the ordinary Ghanaian. And he made so many, should I say, accusations when it comes to Gold Board. And I was just wondering if truly he's a Ghanaian, and if truly he's in Ghana, and he experienced the regime where the MPP was having the PMMC, where they regulate their the gold activities. But with the intervention and the mindset of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he seeks to bring out a policy or an institution that will be able to regulate the purchases, the licenses, and also to be able to stabilize our economy. And he's much aware of what I'm saying. It's just that shall I say, they have been blinded for the fact that they are bleeding. And I'm telling you that Gold Board is not making any loss, and Gold Board has not made any loss. Gold Board is one of the pillars or one of the public institutions as it stands now that's making abnormal profit, and that is making surplus profit as it stands now. And when you go to the website of Gold Board now, as it stands now, look, Miss Rhoda. Esinam. Thank you. Since I heard him saying what was it? Rhoda, that's why. MFA.
I didn't even mention Rhoda here.
That's fine. That's okay.
It's okay.
That's fine.
The second girlfriend will catch you today.
That's fine. You see, Miss MFA, right? Esinam.
Right.
Miss Esinam. Miss Esinam.
Will you remember Ruth?
Ruth, I will.
Okay, I think that'll be fine.
Miss Ruth, if you go currently to the dashboard of Gold Board, you realize that in the history of Ghana, Gold Board has contributed to Ghanaia's economy over $8 billion as it stands now.
And it's on paper.
Oh, it's on paper. Go to their dashboard. You are going to see. And we all know Asasi Radio
yes.
is, we all know
it's affiliated to
to their party.
To the other party.
To their party.
So I believe, you don't think it's factual?
Oh, it's never factual. It's a fabricated story just to degrade the hardworking CEO, Honorable Semi Jemfi. The work Semi Jemfi is doing at Gold Board, even the MPP is scared. And I'm telling you this on authority that the MPP is scared because of the performance of the NDC government. They believe Ghanaians are, beginning to note that MPP is not a party for the people. And Gold Board, let me tell you something. If you look at the comparison between from the year 2023 to the year 2024, if you look at the earnings of Gold Board and their export analysis, you realize that when Gold Board, the current Gold Board came from January 2025 to October, they are able to increase our FX earning to over 300%. And these are facts. Facts are sacred, and we are aware of facts. Just that they will be trying to hide from the facts, but that is a fact. Then when you look at the exports of our gold, you realize that when Gold Board came, our export earning has increased from 20% to 30% from January to October. And you look at, it's an unprecedented increase, in the export rate of gold. And all this is about the intervention, the initiative that the Gold Board is bringing. So where on earth will somebody sit down to say gold board is making loss? It's normal for an institution to make what losses, but don't exaggerate or don't make people look as down upon an institution that is putting everything in order to make sure that things are well for Ghana. And even recently, when the finance minister was reading the budget, the 2026 budget, he praised the gold board. The intervention of gold board has led to the stabilization of the Ghanaian economy. And this is a fact.
So you think this is just another fabricated rumor?
If you say rumors have cried, this is just a fabricated lie in order to paint gold board as if they are just there for their personal gain. But then people knows the truth.
They mentioned they will be publishing their financial report
very soon.
So we are waiting for that.
So and aside even waiting for them to publicize the financial report, I'm telling you, as that if you go to their dashboard as it stands now, you are going to see a very comparative analysis between the number of gold that were exported from where MPP took over to where we are now. You look at the weight, the value, and you realize that there has been a tremendous increase. Miss Ruth, I hope you understand what I'm talking about. And when you look at even as it stands now, the stability of the Ghana cities, you cannot take away the efforts of the gold board.
Is it? I don't know.
I'll give you 1 minute.
Yeah, good. Thank you very much.
Debunk or
you see,
whatever he said.
It's so funny to me. But
really?
When we come here,
really?
When we come to sit here, we have to get serious. This platform is not a platform that you come and sit here and do jandam or gimmicks. Here we speak fact, the rare fact, and especially when I come to meet someone like Ken, you have to prepare and make sure that you get your facts right before you come and sit here. Now, you are saying that the MPP is bleeding. Do you really understand what you mean? Maybe probably you are too young to understand how the political terrain of political trend happen in this country. You see, these people. Wait. Let me finish. You see, anytime you meet any NDC member, because they just witnessed just the ended election, thinking that MPP has lost over 1 million votes, therefore MPP has collapsed. I think that probably you don't know the trajectory of political elections in this country. If you go back to 2022 or 2000 election, when MPP lost won the election, we said that NDC is dead and gone, even including the recent one, 2016 election. Ghanaians said that, in fact, that was the first time that NDC lost over almost 1 million votes in this country. And Ghanaians were saying that, MPP, NDC is dead and gone. But now NDC was able to bounce back. You are saying MPP is collapsed. Probably you don't know much about political trajectory in this country, so no problem. I'll forgive you that. But for you to come and sit here and lie that the NDC, based on the gold board, has made profit of 8 billion, then you are lying to Ghanaians. Why are you saying that? Now, even our reserves, as we are talking about, our reserve as a country is just 10 billion. So you ask yourself, if you made those money, then where are those monies? Then that means that after getting that money, then that means you shared it, because you guys came and met $8 billion as a reserve. So that means that you've added only 2 billion to it. So if you've made 8 billion, and then you are saying that those 8 billion is what you've added to our economy, then where is it? That means that the party has shared it. So don't come and sit here and lie to the public of Ghana. Now, there is nowhere. I'm just 1 minute. There is nowhere that the party, the gold board, has made it explicit that they have made amount of A profit or amount of B profit. But as you mentioned, even if you read their response, they said they are now preparing to come and release their budget so far, the profit that they have made so far, right? So if you are sitting here saying that these people have made this profit, now after the profit, that means that after this issue came, keep quiet. Shut up and listen. Now, after the issue came, please apologize.
He has to apologize.
Wait, let me finish. When he was talking, I was just here quiet.
No, but I don't.
But sometimes just keep quiet.
No, but it's not nice.
Sometimes keep quiet. It's not the same thing.
I think it's too hard.
So okay, they keep quiet. Let me finish. So the issue is, what I'm trying to say is that after Assassin Radio brought out this article, that was when the gold board just went out there and then just put figure there that we've made this amount of profit. But it's a lie.
Okay. Right. Our time is fast spent, so we'll just dive into our last story briefly. Then we're out of here.
I just wanted to, just 1 minute to also.
Don't worry.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay, thank you. So, lastly, enforced by Ghana directive or it will fail. Vicky Bright. Victoria Bright, a private legal practitioner, is warning that the government's Buy Ghana policy risks failing unless it's backed by strict enforcement. Speaking on Joy News AM show, she described the directive which she tells public institutions to prioritize locally made goods as a positive step, but said it will be meaningless unless compliance is measured and monitored. Bright pointed out that Ghana continues to import vast amounts of food, even though many of those products could be grown or processed locally. If this directive is to be taken seriously, we need to measure whether public institutions are actually buying Ghanaian produce, not to start doing that and then quietly go back to the old way because it's easier, she said. According to her, enforcing the policy could transform agriculture, create jobs, and significantly reduce Ghana's food import bill, which would also help stabilize the currency. Bright argued that without real enforcement, the Buy Ghana agenda will remain a slogan instead of bringing real structural change. Do you think that it's high time that a proper compliance or a rule is set aside to encourage Ghanaians to patronize or purchase locally made goods?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, before I actually touch on your topic,
what do you want to do?
I just wanted to let my good brother from the MPP know that we are intellectuals, and if he's making his arguments have to be factual, it has to be reliable, and it has to be, should I say, communicative. You cannot sit here just because of your peripheral interest and because of the blind nature. You are following blindly of your party. You just want to come and degrade a public institution that is serving Ghana rights. I said you can go and check it yourself. The export and the reserve will say, Miss Ruth, I don't want to go deep into it. He knows the truth. When we took over from January to October, and if you go, is there from the and they did a tabulation of the export, the value, and the reserve that Ghana or the gold was able to add to the Ghana's economy. So you can't sit here and just throw figures as if you are an epitome of all knowledge. And also moving
on to what I said.
Yes, moving on to your substantive topic. You see, Ghana, we are at a point where we need to appreciate and also value our producers, or value what we produce locally, because to be able to to be able to grow and to be able to feed a developing economy like Ghana's, we need to empower the local producers. And that is why, and the good news is that the president of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, with the finance ministry and the agri ministry, is rolling out a lot of initiative or policies that seeks to put smiles on the faces of the local producers and the local farmers of this country. And just recently, the Ministry of Local Government has announced that specific companies, locally, production companies should be taxed to produce chairs for our schools. And there has been a restriction. A selected, local companies was done, and one is going to boost local production, is going to boost employment, and is going to in return send the revenue back to the country. So if you look at the clear indication, you notice that the government in question now is a government that seeks to boost the production and also boost the confidence of the local farmers and the local producers. And not quite long, the finance ministry also directed the buffer stock to start purchasing locally produced foodstuffs from our local farmers to feed our schools. Past those days, we used not to see those things where we have directives from the government or the people that control the public purse, directing the ministries and also the agencies to purchase commodities from the what? The farmers.
From the farmers.
And not too long to as well. The MP of I'm not getting the constituency well, but he was an artist, but now into parliament. It's an independent candidate, but tried to join. Not A plus. If you can help me. In fact, he went to his constituency. There was surplus of tomatoes, Yes,
I saw that.
Yes, he begged, he pleaded with the listening government, and the government heeded to the call. Instantly, they ordered the buffer stock, and the Ministry of Food and Agriculture ordered the immediate purchase of those tomatoes for them not to go perish. That is how a government that seeks to boost local production and also boost the confidence of the local indigenes works. So for me, this call is a call in right direction, because it's high time we need to value and also appreciate what our local farmers and our local producers are doing, so that we can become very competitive in the world market.
In the world market, right? Mr. Kennedy.
Thank you very much, Esenam.
Yes.
You see, like I said initially, when we come to sit here, no one is a repository of knowledge, but we speak to facts and what is verifiable. You see, when we talk that the Gold Board is the savior of this country, and then I cannot see the true reflection of that. Yeah, just take it from part of my time, because that's my time. So I will use 1 minute for that, and I will continue. But when they say that, and then I'm not seeing the true reflection in my life, then basically what you said is just speaking through a thin air. Because I am from the issue is, if you are telling me that the Gold Board has added to our reserves, and then I'm not seeing any reflection in our reserves, then basically you are lying to the people who are listening to us. And based on that, I will not allow that, because I've given you facts that when you guys came to power, already you guys came and met over $8 billion as a reserves, and that was the first time in this country. Even gold itself. Do you know how many tons you guys came and met? Go and find out. Over 30 tons. That you can, when we came to around 8. You guys are saying that now you are doing Gold Board. And one of the saddest aspects that pains me through this Gold Board is that when we were in power, we were buying 1 pound of gold. That's what we were buying. We were buying it at 14,000 Ghana cedis. But when they came, they have reduced it to 8,000 Ghana cedis when they are buying from those who are mining. And then now you come to sit here. Now, because of Gold Board, look at how our water bodies are destroying. Let me put that one aside, for instance. Keep quiet. You see?
You don't go.
Let him finish.
So that one, I don't want him to mention as if Gold Board is a savior to Ghana. No, you like I said, you learnt or you pull out that idea from the go to oil purchase that we brought. But you guys have decided to benefit from the system. But you see, looking at what he was saying about the listen. Let me read President Mahama's own statement. If I have it here, I don't know if I have it here. But President Mahama himself have said that when he was in opposition, he promised the good people of Ghana that when he comes to power, automatically he is coming to continue every project, every program that he thinks it's benefit to the people of Ghana. So this statement that was being made by Madam Vicky, basically, I think this one, everybody, like I said, even an infant knows that for a country to even triumph, to grow, automatically, you need to kind of purchase local goods. That's the most important thing. But the question is, the party that is saying that, or the person that is saying that, and now looking at the kind of adages that is now bringing out, my party has done that, my parties have done that. Massa, this is not what we want. If you are ready to encourage, local manufactured products, the question is, do we even have the product to even meet demands at the first place? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. Ghana, we are all aware that majority of the goods that we purchase, we are not producing locally. For example, look at him sitting here. Look at what he wears. From head to toe. None of this is coming from Ghana. For me, this one is from Ghana.
Hey.
But it's true.
By some time back, you also wearing something like this.
So let me talk. So the issue is we have to promote and encourage the local industries. That was why when the MPP was in power, we realized that for us to be able to encourage this thing, we have to bring what we call one district, one factory. So that at the end of the day, if you even produce goods from the market, we'll be able to process them and store it for future use. Now, he mentioned about tomatoes. Now, go to Akumadan. If you go to Akumadan, when they have a bumper harvest, I tell you, my sister, within short period of time, it rots. People don't even buy. But the question is, if we have factory that at the end of the day, when they produce and they go straight to factory, automatically it will encourage people to produce locally. But if you are not doing that, and then someone has started a project which is very good that will help the country, you are putting a dustbin and you are not even focusing on that, but you want to also encourage how to even produce, how to purchase local products. How can you achieve that? So if the government, or if we have a serious government, automatically the government would have continued with the one district, one factory project of the NPP. Now, one thing is that for you to be able to also to encourage local, to buy local goods, purchasing, then automatically, do you know what it means? It means that you have to discourage foreigners to come into a country and invest. But let me tell you something. The government did something which was very dangerous. I remember I said it here. When he came to power, and this government came to power, they went to Singapore, Malaysia, you remember? And then when they went there, they told them that they are coming to abolish the GRPC Act 2013. And do you know what this act does? If you move from here, go and read that act. That act, it tries to
1 minute has passed.
No, it's not 1 minute. No, it's my second lesson. That's why I've entered to the second one, right? So it's not 1 minute. That's what the 1 minute was for, to the battle what you just spew out to destroy the people's minds. But the issue is when the NDC came to power, he went to Malaysia, Singapore, and told investors that they should come because they are coming to abolish the GRPC Act 2013. And this GRPC Act, it tried to restrict foreigners to come and invest in the country. But you are telling them to come and invest. Now, I remember last week when I came here, your colleagues were discussing it here. Now that China Mall is taking all over the country. And I was laughing because it will happen. Because if your president went to China and told them that they should come and invest in the country, because now when they won't even pay anything, they automatically they will come. So if you are a party and you are saying that you are encouraging local purchasing, rather you are abolishing this particular act for them to come and invest without paying anything, then automatically you are not being good to the people of this country. You are going to collapse local industries rather than even encourage them to buy. Right. Now, for you to be able to do that, let me just end this one. Oh, but you didn't give me time.
I gave you.
Oh, let me finish. But let me add one point. For us to be able to do that, the government has to exercise something, what we call quota. Now, if you know that you want to encourage that, we are expecting that the NDC government will try to put a certain quota on certain goods and services to this country. For example, let's take rice, let's take chicken, and let's take maybe salt, or maybe sugar. These three things are very important: rice, chicken, and then sugar. These are the goods that say it drinks our local money. Yeah. So if that's the case, let's put quota. Now, if you are importing it, let's try to reduce the number of people who import it. And then,
or not to import it at all.
Oh, we reduce the quota. You put quota, so we reduce it. So, for example, if you import it, maybe you import 10 tons. Maybe let's say, okay, now, for you to import 10 tons, automatically, now you have to import 5 tons. Then after that, we come and encourage local industries to produce that deficit that will be left to meet the demand. That is how we can be able to encourage local purchasing. But if you just leave the market and then you are squashing off a GRPC Act to allow people to come and invest in the country without paying anything, then automatically it's going to be cost advantage.
Right. Your last words before we leave.
Miss Ruth, in fact, even though I came late, but he has my good friend and my good brother here has made a lot of claims that I feel doesn't hold water. Claims that I feel like maybe he was just saying it because of saying sake, and those saying do not they lack those merits to stand. You cannot sit here and tell me that Gold Board is responsible for the pollution of our water bodies. This is a total lie, and I think he should be apologizing to Gold Board for saying this. that is number one. Two, he mentioned an act here. I wanted to get the act very well. To let him.
Was it 146?
Can you mention
the GIPC Act 2013? Go and read it.
That is fine.
GIPC Act.
Miss Ruth, we are in a country where Ghanaians have seen and experienced the hardship, has experienced the dictatorship of MPP for 8 good years. We have seen the kind of blindfolded policies that this government brought. And he mentioned one district, one factory. If I ask him to mention one of the district factory that is operationalized, I'm telling you that you find it very difficult to mention those factory. Go to my constituency, Saboba. We are an agrarian, district, but we don't have, they are so-called one district, one factory to process our locally produced commodities. And you know very well that the northern part of the country is the agriculture hub of this country.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't be making utterances or comments because of political motive or political interest, and we should go beyond that. Let's give Caesar to what let's give what belongs to Caesar to Caesar. If the NDC government is doing well, what is wrong for you to just praise them? Because you were not able to do it. So you are finding it difficult to what? To appreciate the government. And I'm telling you that the Free Ghana initiative is at the heartbeat of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. That is why the Free Ghana project is coming up live and is kicking start. It has started. Do you get it right?
Yeah.
Now the rice farmers in Saboba will smile because the SHS and the schools that we have in Saboba will start what? Should I say feeding on our locally produced rice and maize. So you don't rubbish a policy that you were not able to sustain, a policy that you were finding difficulty because of lack of what? Ideas.
Right. Thank you.
So let me just say this. You see, you take this. I'm giving it to you. I'll give you some of my time. Mention all the districts. If you can finish on time. You see.
I also have
the number of districts.
I also have a tabular. I also have a tabular representation of how the Gold Board is also contributing significantly to Ghana's economy.
It's okay. So you see. He mentioned that I don't have
he's giving his last words and then we are
so
out of here.
He said that the one is one factory. I have more than 100 lists of factories here that because of time I cannot mention it here.
That you're operating.
Exactly. More than 100 factories in this country. So don't come and sit there and lie. If you don't know, tell me you don't know. But the issue is, MFI, there's MFI there. No, it's not. No, sorry for using MFI. MFI is my cosmate, so it's normal.
So it's fine.
Yeah, so SNM. The issue is when I see a very youth, very young guy, who we all know that they say that the future of this country belongs to us. But when we come and sit there, because of political lens or because of political blood that passed through our veins, we don't want to say the truth. Now the GIPC Act, I mentioned that he doesn't know. Now, if you read the act,
those your last words?
Yeah, my last word. Yeah. The GIPC Act. When you read that act, it tells you that if you are a foreigner and you are coming to invest in the country as a sole enterprise, you have to pay $500,000 million for to be able to $500 million to be able to operate in this country. Now, this $500 million, the government will take it, and it deters foreigners to just come and the market and destroy your market and go. Second, if you are coming, as to partner with someone, you have to pay 200. So it tells you that these are the money that will be able to protect the economy. But if you are government and you are decide to come and squash this policy, they automatically it will create what you call to kill the local industries in this country. So you shouldn't sit there and talk about this. Now the NDC came to power, and then they promised that they are coming to do what? First one, they are coming to solve Galamsey. Didn't they say it? And then it was even part of the 120 days social contract with Ghanaians. They were not able to solve it, and as we are speaking, and then we are sitting here. The NDC when they
never promised we are going to end Galamsey in our 120 days. NDC never promised that we are ending Galamsey in 120 days.
Expose your ignorance here.
Yes, I know exactly what the policy was about. But if you say ending, say I think he's not being fair to the government.
Why can't you shut up and then learn? You see, if you go to paragraph 19, paragraph 19 of that social contract, it is there. Go and read it. You don't know. That is even, what paragraph is it? You don't even know. Paragraph 19, when you go there, they said they are going to solve illegal mining. It is there. Illegal mining.
No,
is not
read the complete. That is not the complete sentence. You cannot tell me that.
Is that how
our social contract is not? We are ending Galamsey.
You bring someone who cannot comport himself?
It's okay.
No, when he was speaking, you see, I was sitting here quietly listening. But when I'm trying to speak, you see, you don't have to do that. You have to be a very good communicator. Learn from
I know.
You see, when I'm talking,
it's okay.
When you were spewing lies here, I was quiet and I was laughing. If you observe, I was laughing. So you put it in the 120 days. But as you are speaking, I'm saying it's still ongoing. You couldn't solve it. Second, you came, the budget 24-hour economy is not there, and then you are coming to say that. You see, Ghanaians have witnessed, the tenure of NPP, and are now witnessing the tenure of NDC. All that we are waiting for is 2028 elections, and Ghanaians will show you the exit way. And that you know that all the advice that we are giving you and the kind of pompous and the proud how you guys are communicating on radio, Ghanaians will show you the exit way, and there you will learn your lessons.
That's fine. It will take a very long time for NPP to actually get to power. See the good works of the NDC government.
You haven't done anything.
You know now you
single thing that you have done.
Single thing in regards to what we have stabilized the Ghana's economy.
You see,
all right. Our time is
up. Stabilize the economy.
Let me tell something.
What is the
what you are doing?
What is the inflation rate?
You just pick money and tell me.
You people, you're here. How many backlog of unemployment budget we have?
You do this.
Okay.
How many backlog of unemployment?
If you know how to manage the economy, and
you wouldn't sit
even employ any single person in this country. But already you have sacked a lot of people.
We have employed. The finance minister has given around to 150.
Right. Nobody is listening to you because your microphones are off. Because I can't know who is listening to who now. Because you're all talking at the same time. Right. So we are done. We are done. We are done. Mr. Ibrahim Abdul.
So you can now open my mic. So yeah. So the issue is what I was saying is that the promise that they gave Ghanaians when they were in a position, now they came to power and we are not seeing anything. And I gave you instances that one, when it comes to this illegal fight, illegal money fight, this Galamsey fight, they have scored zero. In fact, negative, not even zero. Second, when it comes to employment issue, when they came, they haven't employed any single person in this country. But they have also dismissed a lot of employees in this country. Ghanaians are watching. When even nurses went on demonstration, what did you guys do?
What did we do?
What did you tell them?
All right, thank you so much. All right, thank you so much. Okay. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining in the conversation. So let me read the comments and then we're out of here. So this is coming from Ibrahim. Solid antidote. NDC party is proud of your working. Political is it? The NPP guy is confused. How can Gold Board be the cause of their water bodies? Ibrahim again, where is the one district, one factory? This guy should stop throwing dust into the eyes of the people. He should mention those factories, please. And this is coming from political. He said, where are those factories he's talking about? He's just confused. He shouldn't be on the show with political antidote because he can't match him when it comes to intents of fact. The NPP communicator is just confused. Thank you so much for bringing in your comments. You made the show very interesting. And thank you to Mr. Abdul and Mr. Kennedy for this heated arguments, heated informed perspective they brought to the show. Thank you so much. We will come your way next time, tomorrow, same time, same day. Do have a lovely day.